And he had to reach in there and pull out the sponge that I couldn't get it myself because it was stuck. And it was like the worst experience of my life.
Boyfriend went sponge fishing inside of Amouranth Kitten.
Portal. Kitten Portal.
The portal just sucked it up. And I didn't know where it went. It was gone.
I'm telling you, that happens. You guys didn't believe me.
All right, girls, I put the Google Drive link in the Discord also.
Okay.
So we have the main questions, and we also have chat topics as well that I added there. Feel free to add some or spontaneously generate them. That's what Kat's best at. Kat, you're like my Devin Nash, except instead of writing topics, you just blurt them out during the podcast. It's great.
Wait, I like that though.
No, and me too. I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
it's
I like
good.
that too.
Yeah, I just feel like, okay, in reality, okay, tell me how you guys feel about this starting already. I feel like when you plan conversations super intensely like that, they get really robotic and they, like, people, I don't know, it doesn't seem as natural.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? And I feel like with you, specifically your podcast, you want it to be like a more natural podcast instead of like super hella structured where we're like, beep boop ba, beep boop ba, you know?
Yeah, I know, for real.
Like exactly
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Exactly. Can you do it again for me?
Yes. Beep boop ba, beep boop ba, ba.
Damn, that's
I
hot.
might need to like eat an apple too. Is that okay?
Go for it. We love
accept my
ASMR here.
Sacrifice.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. So I like didn't eat it all, and like I took too long in my hair.
Totally cool.
She's so cute. Okay, let's see. The goal for chat topic, guys, is gonna be 45.
I have a
something
question.
support.
I saw
Go.
something in the chat topics that I don't quite understand.
Okay, which one?
Let me go back.
I probably know which one.
Ribbed or smooth? What are we talking about?
I saw a cat
I'm
from the other
innocent
room.
for this, I think. I think I might be a little too innocent for this.
No, I think they meant condoms.
There's...
See, I can't. I was wondering what your opinion was. I thought it was a funny chat question, but I'm like, I don't know. I've only ever had smooth, so I can't like compare to ribs.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean-
Kat would know.
It's been... She knows. She totally knows. Okay. Yeah, because I honestly don't have a lot of experience in that department.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But that's why I was like, I want to hear Kat's opinion on this, because I thought it would be funny, and from the sound of it, it is.
Oh.
She's just like, oh!
And so are they like... Here, I'm just gonna look this up.
Okay, I have my apple. All right, so are you guys ready to just jump right into this, dive right into this fucking demon hole?
We're ready.
So basically, okay, you know how it's Corona season? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you an example, okay, an exemplar, so you guys can understand. So it's Corona season, and obviously, as you know, in Corona season, you have to like wash your hands a lot, and you have to use a lot of what's it called?
Are you protecting yourself from corona by using condoms? Is that what like you were
No,
gonna
oh my
say?
God.
She uses them as
You think I
gloves,
just have
one on
condoms
each
my
finger.
hands? No.
No, like there, like as if corona was transmitted sexually.
Okay.
Okay. Keep
No.
going. I'm
So-
sorry.
Okay, so you know how you have to put on like a lot of sanitization and stuff, and then like obviously when you use a sanitizer, your hands get like really crusty and dry and like not good, and it's terrible, and you're like, ouch, this kind of sucks. That's ribbed.
Oh,
That's ribbed.
It sucks?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
ouch?
Oh, I hate it. It's the worst.
Okay.
It's the worst.
Oh.
I don't know. Like, I don't, on the thing, it's like, for women, ribbed, blah, blah, blah. What are you trying to do to women? Hurt them? Because that's happening.
Really? It hurts?
sucks.
It seems like
just
it
sucks.
would.
It sucks. Like, think about it. If you put something that's rough on your arm, that's a bad feeling. It's not a good feeling. If you get sandpaper and you start going like this,
Like I'm
that's not good.
I'm looking at it and it just looks like it has some kind of like. Does it have like does it like a material?
It's
like rubber or whatever, and then
Yeah.
it's like thicker in certain sections. So it's like
Okay.
sandpapery and dry. Okay, that's exactly how I'm
Cat's
describing
like,
it.
I've got
I'm gonna
Describe
try
it, I hate
just
it.
for science.
Yeah, do
Cat's
it.
like,
If you're
I
I'm
into,
gonna
put in
have to buy
all
one
this
of them
work.
just to see.
yeah, if you're into like, yeah.
Oh, girl, I don't have sex, but like, I don't know. You need to know, right?
Yeah. It's a bad
Yeah.
experience. I don't like it at all. It's like the worst. And that's my thoughts, guys. Welcome to the Girls Podcast on
Okay,
Amouranth's
so-
channel.
Yeah.
But I have a question though. I remember when I was in college and we took research, and so there's something about variables. Okay, when you're gonna test something, you have to test it on something that is not adding another variable. So you need to do it with the same guy with another condom that is not ripped, so that you can compare. Yeah.
Lindsay's like, I have to try this for science.
Because it could be the guy. What if the guy just like, I don't know.
No, I feel I feel like back in the day, I don't know if they do this everywhere, but I feel like back in the day, they used to have like raver packages. So if you go to a rave, they have like a little package with like a condom and like some like a pamphlet, like don't do drugs and some other shit. And they gave out the ribbed ones.
What
So I was
rave
like,
is
yay.
this girl going to?
Protected ones where they don't want us to get pregnant or die. Duh.
What that was strategic. They want it to not be enjoyable, so you stop having sex. There you go. Strategic.
Wait.
Yeah, that's
That is
totally
actually
it.
500 IQ.
It's like circumcision
Yeah.
for girls. Give them a
Yeah,
ribbed
that's
condom. It takes the pleasure right out of there.
Yeah, it was horrific. It was honestly terrible.
Hmm.
We should try it. Just because it's like going into a haunted house, but for your vagina. Like your vagina gets scared. You know?
Cat's
Oh,
like,
that
I went
is
through
so
all the
funny.
trouble getting this WAP, and now you about to dry it up with some
I
irritating.
do have to say, like, maybe it has something
come
to
on.
do with like your personal taste on certain things.
Try it.
I feel like I might
I'm challenging
actually-
you. I'm challenging you. The challenge is you do it and then write back to me, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna have to put it on a something to test it.
Yeah,
Like not on a person.
like an eggplant.
Like like a banana or something.
Okay, fair. Well, let me know how it goes.
Okay, I will.
Because you're gonna get traumatized. So,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
maybe it'll be the same. You know how like some people like horror movies and like me, I hate horror movies. Maybe
I
you'll
like
like
horror
it.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So maybe you just like
And
discomfort.
I actually kind of enjoy pain a little bit.
Okay,
So
maybe you'll be into it then.
It's terrible. I fucking hate it. It's like nail filing your vagina. It's like horrible. I fucking hate it. Anyways,
kind of nice. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Good conversation. Wow, that was a nice breaker. Mm-hmm.
it's because I started eating my fruits again.
Damn,
so now I'm
that
ready
was
to
great.
go.
All right.
Yeah, just keep me.
I
eating
actually
fruits
just
and we're
had
good.
a Nutella and banana wrap, so it was really yummy.
I'm telling you,
And
fruits get
I
you
have
going.
exactly one banana left, so that's perfect.
Damn.
When you were in school, did they? Okay, I've seen this in movies, but I don't know if it actually exists. Did they actually ever make you put the condom on the banana?
Yeah. Especially in Colombia, like in Colombia, they were really open about like sexual education, actually really early on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they did.
I never had to
I
do
think-
this.
I think it was a cucumber though. I don't think it was a banana.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like-
don't think it was a banana.
I feel like I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
About
It's
what?
just
About-
weird. It's just
About
weird. I don't know,
learning
it
how
freaks me out.
to do that stuff.
It just is freaky.
Why is it freaky?
Did
I
you
don't-
have to
like, are
practice
you
it
in
on
a-
different sizes of bananas?
No,
Just
like, are
in
you in
case?
front?
Just so you know how to do it. Like you gotta know how to do that.
You think they get
Just-
like a plantain, a banana, and then like one of those mini bananas, and they're like, "Here you
It's
go,
just so you
choose
know
which
how
one you
to
want."
roll it. It doesn't have to be the same size. It's just so you know how to roll it out and like put it on.
But like, okay, so I never had to do that, right?
Okay.
They, like, Okay, so does everyone get their own banana, or are you guys sharing a communal banana?
We just shared the same banana.
See, that's kind of weird.
It was not a banana.
That's kind of fucking weird.
Cucumber.
It
was a cucumber.
So I guess
This
the
is a not good
condoms.
introduction.
The
to sexual
condoms didn't
education.
have lube then, if you had, because otherwise the banana would get really
we
messy.
had the ladies one
Messy.
first.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
we had the girls one for. You know what? Like nobody took it serious. It was really funny. Like I find that people here are like giant prudes. I'm sorry. But people in North America are so prudy.
Yeah,
like
it's true.
everything is so taboo and stuff. But like I think I was maybe like 9 or 10 or 11. It was around that time, but they brought like pads and stuff and they showed us how to put them on panties. I mean, it wasn't obviously a panty, but they like, and I remember the guys just grabbing tampons and like putting them up their noses and stuff. It was just a big joke.
This is where I'm confused though. Okay, so you had to put pads onto something. Did you put the pads on the banana too? Like, did you just pile them all on top of each other? Like, first you put the condom, then you put the, like, it's Jenga. It's sexual Jenga. That's what they're doing. No?
And then you
Like,
each
what are you
took
putting your
turns
pad
taking
on?
a banana out of the condom, and it's like a tower that you just made. Kat, was that your childhood?
Girl, I really think that you would have benefited a lot of a sex ed class. It clearly does not know how all these things work.
Dude, no, America is so like that. Like, I didn't even know. Y'all talk about, like, practicing putting, like, pads in your panties. I didn't even know, like, about periods at all until, like, I had dirty underwear for, like, a week because I had my first period and didn't even know about it because they don't talk about
That
it.
is so nasty.
And I was like, is something wrong
That is
with me?
crazy. Yeah, no, in my school, it was like, it was great. And every girl knew that if they got their first period in school, they got to leave. Like, they got to go home. So everybody was just, like, really wanting to get their period at school all the time.
God.
Oh, I feel like our school was totally the opposite. Like, people made fun of you if you got it. Like, ew, you're getting older, lame-o. I'm like,
That is so weird. Like, the difference, like, the cultural differences on that stuff.
Oh, that is weird. I remember being in, like, 8th grade, and one of the girls, or maybe it was even freshman year, one of the girls still hadn't gotten her period yet, and everyone was jealous. But like, oh, you're so lucky, you don't have to deal with it.
In my school, it was the opposite. It was like, we made fun of the girls that didn't get their period. Because they were, like, not women.
That's crazy.
I don't know. But I think it's just different because girls and boys are sexually active a lot earlier in South America. At least in my, like, circle, like, middle upper class in Colombia. It's very, everything happens really early on, to be honest. So, yeah. Everybody's just more open to, like...
I think most of the world is, right? Most of the other countries are less prude than America.
Well, I think it depends. I can imagine there's countries that are worse than the States. Like, maybe in, like, Asia, it could be worse.
I don't know. I guess, like, the ones that I talked to, like, Smillians from Sweden, and they're, like, really open about it. So I guess it's, like, a lot of the European ones are more open to sexual liberation.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
I think it's just culture between Okay, so there's like individualist cultures and then there's collectivist cultures. I would bet that collectivist cultures are more open to that stuff. Do you guys know what it is?
By
Have you guys ever heard of that?
Do you mean like farming, or what do you mean by
so there's cultures that like put more emphasis on you as an individual, and then there's other cultures that put more emphasis on you as a group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for example, I think all of Latin America is collectivist.
Collectivist. I heard
I
heard cultivated or something, and I was
all
like,
of North America is individualist. So it creates a culture, just a different culture in how you view yourself and how you view others and your relationship with others.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. Like, I feel like Japan is a weird one where it's like they're super open about having different fetishes and like weird stuff, but at the same time they're conservative in public.
But I think that's why that they have those.
Yeah, but I don't
they're
think
open about those
Japan
fetishes
is
and stuff because that's so
individualist.
taboo. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Japan's like, oh, let's all be freaks, but behind a closed door.
Japan scores 46 on the individualist dimension. Japanese society shows many of the characteristics of a collectivist society. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I think it depends.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest. Yeah.
Part of it probably
It's
also
interesting
depends
how
on like
those are so
the
different.
cultural religion and the founding of the country too. 'Cause I know here it was like all the Puritan society crap that made us prudes. It's like, oh, she had sex, burn the witch, that kind of thing.
I feel like here everyone, starts pretty young too, though. But I don't know if that's just because, like, as we're moving towards, like, new generation, it's just, like, more acceptable now because, like, internet and blah, blah, blah. So people are exposed to stuff, like, earlier, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas before, obviously, like, with no internet, question mark. Even, you want to know what's really weird, too? I was talking about commercials and, like, you're American, you're Colombian. But in Canada, specifically when I was growing up, they used to have concerned children's advertiser, like, commercials where it would be like, oh, this is a situation where, kids don't put anything that you find like in your mouth because it could be poison or it could be bad for you or it could be blah, blah, blah.
I thought you were going to say vagina.
No. Oh my God, no. And like they used to put out these commercials that were like there was literally one that went like, don't you put it in your mouth. That was a literal commercial.
Oh
and it was,
my
like,
God, that is so funny.
Yeah, concerned children's advertisers because they like really didn't want, kids to get into trouble and stuff. But now I don't see anything like that at all anymore because it's like internet exists. So I feel like you can't censor people anymore,
Yeah.
Well, there's so much more access to information. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but I, for example, remember being really young. Okay, I'm gonna say like 11 or something. And this is why I'm talking about collectivist cultures because like growing up, I would always hang out with friends all day. Like I lived in like a closed gated community. We just hang out all the time together. And I remember going to like a friend's house and they were watching like porn. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay. And I was like 11. And that's how I found out about, what porn was. And I was like, I was pretty fucking shocked. But I think that maybe like by having so many more relationships with more people, maybe something happens earlier. I don't know, because like you have a lot of friends and some are older and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think you're more prepared for things when they happen, like if you know about them.
Yeah.
So maybe it is good in a way, but at the same time, I think you're exposed younger to some things that you might not want to be exposed at that age. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess I'm a weird mentality where I'm like, I feel like kids should be exposed to more things than they are because I feel like kids can actually like understand concepts better and not create like this taboo stigma around them if they learn them when they're young. Like if they're educated on like sex when they're young, they're like, oh, that makes sense because that's where babies come from. Rather than like, oh, I have to coom. Like no kid's thinking that way. They're not like that's before their hormones kick in. I feel like it's better to give them actual information so that they're prepared to deal with life as they age and witness society around them and learn more about stuff. I feel like it's always best from an educational standpoint first.
Totally. And I don't think that adults sometimes give, like, even children the credit that they deserve. Like, they always think that they're never going to understand something. Like, I think when I was really young, my parents... they didn't explain me what sex was, but they never told me, like, it was a bird that brought a baby. They're like, yeah, a mom and a dad, they love each other, and they make the decision that they want a baby, and they act on it. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't really understand what I meant, but they didn't lie to me, so...
Yeah, my parents didn't talk about sex at all. Like, I never got a talk at all, ever. They still try not to talk about sex.
I walked in my parents when I was like 5,
you walked in on
really?
him? Oh, that's awkward.
Oh,
I don't want to talk about it. It was pretty bad. Yeah.
That's so funny.
It was very traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they had to explain it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they explained me that it had like something to do with the baby making. No.
Okay.
I think they just, I don't know. I think at that age I just interpreted mom and dad and like my parents are just doing something. I don't know what it is, but they're doing something.
They're wrestling. It's fine.
It was very dark. It was very dark, and I didn't get to see very much. So I didn't think about it too much until when I was older. I realized what had happened, and that's when it got to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
like
that
at
makes
that
sense.
age, I just thought they were just doing like funny things. I don't know.
They're doing
just
yoga.
making jokes. You want to know what's weird now, though? Like now, okay, this is totally the opposite mentality, though. That I don't know. So I feel like my parents are just like holy angels that never do anything. I'm like, they're fine. They don't do any of that stuff. They're parents.
How did
like,
you get here, Kat? How did you get here?
I'm like, they're parents. It's okay. It's fine. They just have coffee, and that's all they do. They just have coffee, and they're wholesome, okay? And that's what I'm gonna think forever. You can never tell me anything else, okay? Ever.
You remind me of my friend Sarah. She was traumatized when we were 11 because she found a condom in the bathroom in her house, and she cried for like days.
She cried.
Wait, why did she cry?
Because she realized her parents were doing those things.
Sex is bad. Why are they having?
She was traumatized by it, and it's like I was like, "Do you think your parents don't do it?" And she's like, "Oh, seriously."
Yeah, that's kind of weird, to be honest with you.
No, true. I've never seen my parents, but I have heard them once, and it was traumatizing. Yes, it's something that you never forget for sure.
Yikes!
I was just because it's like. You know what they're doing. When you hear it, you know. You're like, oh, okay. Especially if it's like midnight and outside the door you just hear what sounds like a marathon, but clearly they're not running. There's no treadmill in there.
Oh, see, I never had to experience that, and like
Me neither, because well, as a young girl, I did, but my parents separated when I was 11, so
yeah, mine separated as well.
And my mom never. Oh my god! But my mom would tell me about their sex life all the time.
What? She would tell you?
Awkward.
Oh,
yeah, no. She would complain about. Okay, my mom my dad was kind of an asshole.
Okay.
To my mom, and my mom would vent with me because she didn't have anybody else to vent with, and she thought I was really mature and I was ready to hear about all the things.
Sad.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't want to like share it too much, but I just want people to understand. Like my dad would get really like horrible with my mom when she didn't want to have sex.
Oh,
yeah. Like he would be mean, and so my mom would explain to me why my dad would get mean sometimes. It was pretty bad.
Ew.
I know, right? Like that's so horrible.
Yeah.
That's just.
Do you still talk to him or no?
What?
Do you still talk to him?
Oh yeah, like my dad is a good dad now, so like, yeah, it's just.
And that, kids, is why No Nut November is bad for you. You see what happens when you don't take care of your needs? You get to be an asshole.
Get to be an asshole, yeah.
Yeah, that starts to happen. So always make sure that you're taken care of. Okay.
I just think like my parents were very, like my dad's family was very Catholic, and so they probably didn't like believe in masturbation or anything. Because like,
life.
I remember when I had a boyfriend, the last time I had a boyfriend, and I'd be like, if I don't want to, I'd be like, dude, go watch some porn, like go do it. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't get jealous of that stuff, you know? But I don't think that my mom had the freedom in saying that to my dad. I mean, there was no internet.
She couldn't say go fuck yourself?
No, I don't know.
I feel like it was different times back then too.
Probably.
Yeah. So like it just became kind of a dick.
Yeah.
He was just in a really shitty mood. And the problem was he would be rude to other people to punish my mom. Oh my god, it was so bad. It was just really bad. Like he'd be mean to my mom's family and stuff. So my mom knew that she had to do it. And it's just like, that was her obligation. Like, oh my God, it was just so horrible. So yeah. Anyway, after my dad, my mom didn't find another man ever. So
yeah, it can be traumatizing, and it's really difficult because to the girl, it creates such a negative experience, and to the guy, it doesn't justify it at all. But it's actually like biologically natural, even though he should be able to overcome it as like a good person if he wants to be. But like biologically, it happens with animals too. Like if they don't reproduce every like 6 months to a year, then they get really aggressive with each other. So
that's kind of what I'm thinking about fixing my dog because he's just going insane.
Oh no! What's he doing? What's he humping now?
Well, I have a boy and a girl, and the boy just got to a year, and he's just like he's desperate, and she's fixed, so she's just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Just lays on the floor, and then she thinks he's playing and stuff, but he just seems really stressed out.
Okay, I have a random question that I was just thinking about because we were talking about Japan earlier. So you know how Japan, their pornography is all censored, right? Mm-hmm. We know this?
Yeah, yes. I know this, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was just, because you guys are just looking like this.
Sorry, I was banning something from chat.
I may have seen some of it, and they just blur out certain parts.
Okay, so you know how it's blurred?
Yeah, it's
What
blurred.
do you think would change in like Western culture if that randomly happened? Like if they're like, okay, you know what? No more, like all pornography is going to be like blurred now.
Anything though, you know what's there. Like
sure. But do you think anything would change?
I don't think it doesn't change anything for me, to be honest. So I don't know if it changes anything for someone else.
I don't know. I kind of like it censored, to be honest. I think censored is
way.
Just because like from a girl's standpoint, penises aren't attractive. Cause I think that's like a natural thing because when you're having sex, the penis is inside, right? So to a girl, it's not visually stimulating. I don't know. Maybe it depends on what it looks like.
I think it depends on the situation.
It probably depends on the penis.
Like a little tuxedo, like a wiener tuxedo.
Oh, that would be cute.
Like a little bow tie around it. Yeah.
That would be cute.
Is acceptable to you?
Hey, everybody likes different things. I
would be really into that.
Yeah. I do enjoy to leave things to the imagination.
Yeah. Sometimes the imagination is better, true.
Yeah. So I don't think it changes anything for me. It might actually make it better, maybe. Well,
I'm actually really weird because I think like parts of a penis are okay. Like it's just the head specifically that I don't like because it looks like an alien. You know what I mean? Like,
aw, you don't like the head?
No, it looks like an alien.
It's so
like,
cute.
I don't like the way vaginas look either, for the record. It looks like an alien.
Like, I just want to love it.
I feel like all genitals don't look like, whoa, this is so great. Like, yay, you know what I mean? I just think they all look kind of alien.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
I don't think a dick looks more alien-y than a vagina. They both look
I don't look at my, the thing is though, I don't look at my vagina. I'm sure I don't like the way it looks either. But it's like I can't physically see it.
What do you do? Close your eyes? I
have a question.
I can't reach down there, Kat.
You use a mirror.
Yeah, or you need to take up yoga again.
I've never been like, how are you looking today? Like, I don't think...
You haven't done that?
No.
Never?
No, I mean, like, when I was learning how to insert a tampon for the first time, yes, because I had to figure out where the hole was, but since then, no, I have no desire to look at my vagina.
You should get to know yourself. It's very important. I was gonna say, though, that in porn... And this pisses me off a lot.
Okay.
All the vaginas on the porn girls, they all get surgery. They all get labiaplasty, so they're perfectly looking. And I do think that it's sending a message to young girls that their vaginas need to look like that. Otherwise, there's something wrong with them.
Okay, but whoa. E-break, okay. Dicks all look the same pretty much in porn, too. Like, you don't see a dick that's, like, crazy.
What is it called if it's...
No, but I think it's different.
Wait, what?
How? Or, okay, what about long balls? You don't really see long balls in porn.
No, but like...
Aren't long balls mean when they're flaccid?
Right? Do you know what
they're just, like, really long. Like, they're just, like, sway in the wind and, like, 360 when you run or something.
What the fuck?
I don't know what kind of dicks you've seen in real life, Kat. I don't understand.
Small dick, big dicks. Okay, I'm just saying that, like, dicks also, you know, like, there's weird dicks out there, too, that they just don't... Like, okay, if you had long balls, you can't get long ball surgery. At least there's an option for women. right? Can you get long ball surgery? I don't think you can.
What is that called?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is male genital aesthetic surgery called? Anyone know? Is that a thing? Look that up.
Oh, you can get a ball lift, I'm sure.
A ball lift?
That's what Chad said. Is that true? I'm just
Fuck.
saying. I just want to know
lift.
because what she's saying is actually like okay. I'm joking, but like it's actually true. A lot of those stars get like labioplasty so that it looks like a nice little perfectly wrapped gift on Christmas Day. Like, ooh, it's so nice.
And most vaginas are not that perfectly wrapped.
Well, speak for yourself, but okay. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Cat said
It was
it.
a joke.
Wow.
It was a joke.
We're not talking about in particular my vagina, okay?
It was just a joke.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it's called scrotoplasty.
Scrotoplasty. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a scroto lift.
A scroto lift. Oh, that makes me laugh. I don't know why. Scroto sounds like a dog's name. I don't know why. Here's Scroto. You know what I mean? Like a wiener dog.
Cute. It's cute.
Get a wiener dog. Name it Scroto.
I feel like it's the same as like regular surgery for like normies. You know what I mean? Because obviously in adult film, you're using your certain parts or whatever to make money. So I feel like it's the same as like, celebrities that get a nose job, but it's in that industry.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference because all the vaginas that people are seeing are in porn. All the noses that you're seeing are not from celebrities. You get to see your mom's nose, your friend's nose, your neighbor's nose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when all you're being exposed to in that sexual sense is these perfect standards of this is what sex is and this is what genitals look like in sex. Mm-hmm. And this is I think it sells an image in which a person might have an expectation in the moment in which they're going to engage in sexual activities that might be a little far-fetched.
But can't that be said for all of pornography though? Because then,
exactly.
But every aspect of it, because not all girls bang like porn stars either. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or guys too. Like guys, and it's the same. It's literally the exact. So it's just it's an industry as a whole. I want to say it's almost similar to like the fashion industry, where like they're projecting girls that are like super super skinny and super super tall and like super perfect and blah blah blah. It's just like an industry thing.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if a 13-year-old goes outside, they're gonna see bodies of every size. But in the porn industry, that is all the sex they're gonna ever be like exposed to, right? So I'm saying it's like even worse. Especially if they don't get sexual education.
Fair.
Yeah. They have this idea of what a sexual experience is gonna be like. And it might not be anything like that. I remember my first time. Oh my God.
Oh God. You know what I mean? Don't remind me.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that expectation. Like I had seen porn before a few times when I was young, but not to the level that like young people do today.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like, honestly, first experiences, does anyone actually have a good first experience? I don't think anyone ever has like a...
Like, mine was lovely. Like... Mine was so special and sweet, but like...
But how did it feel? Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't
not
it wasn't
enjoyable
pleasurable.
Feeling.
No,
right.
It was not.
Right.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
I'm very lucky. Because it was my boyfriend and he loved me and,
Yeah, try to fit an inflated wine cork back into the bottle. I don't think the cork's having, a good time. That's like how the girl feels, though.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Oh, see, mine was not like that. Mine was definitely not like, whoa, this is so painful and terrible. But I also was drunk. And I also was just like, I don't know. Like, no, the person didn't take advantage of me or anything. Like, it was consensual.
No, I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking it must have been a little sloppy.
No, not really. No. It was just like not a mind, like in my head, I feel like the same way about prom, okay? I feel like in the movies, your first time is supposed to be, whoa, so crazy, amazing, and special, and great, and blah, 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 blah. So you have this really high expectation. Same with prom. Like, prom was just, I don't even really remember prom.
I didn't go to prom.
Yeah, it was just meh. Same with my first time, was just meh. But also, you can't be good at something until you do it multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So having that expectation, I think, and again, I guess this maybe is a societal thing where they're like, your first time should be amazing and great and so cool and blah, blah, blah. So you have this expectation going in being like, this is going to blow my mind. And then after you're kind of like,
What was the hype for?
yeah, like that was it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
definitely.
I don't think your first time is gonna be any enjoyable. It's just gonna be like exploring. Kind of like the first time that you smoke weed. I don't know.
Yeah. My first time that I smoked weed.
I've still never smoked weed.
You never have.
No.
I don't.
That's
I don't really
interesting.
I
remember.
never had the desire to, because it's illegal here, so like I didn't have a lot of exposure
Yeah,
to it
that's
growing
true.
up. And then in college, like they would do it, and then it just smelled really bad to me. So it was like, oh no.
Yeah, I smoked weed like way before I even started drinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you like a little pothead when you were growing up, or no? Just like
No,
kind
it
of here and
wasn't
there.
that. I just like most of my friends were kind of like alternative people.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Like I don't know what it was like here in North America, but everybody like Latin rock and like, kind of not like the popular people. So
Okay.
they're just fun.
What is
So what was your
smoking
first
weed
experience like then? Oh.
Oh, like smoking. I didn't feel anything. It was just
Oh,
like,
really?
because I was
Okay.
expecting something. I was expecting something that never happened, and I was probably really stoned, but I didn't realize it because I didn't know what was going on. Does that make sense?
I feel like my first time too was just like not, but I don't know. Same thing. I don't know if I actually was high the first time.
Mm.
I didn't feel anything at the time, but now knowing how much I smoked, I was probably really fucking stoned. But I think I was expecting to like see things or something, like
Yeah.
I think that's associated more with like acid trips than
I know,
weed.
but I
Yeah,
was like
definitely
16,
true.
right? So I didn't really like,
Yeah,
I've always
honestly,
been like curious because people say that like the acid trips, if you do that recreationally, it's like supposed to be like you see different colors and shapes and like you feel like you're like in another realm. And I'm like, that
I've
sounds
never
scary.
taken acid.
Like,
It scares me a
yeah,
lot, to
I'm
be
like,
honest.
that
Same.
sounds terrifying.
Yeah. All of that hallucinogenic stuff where people are like, yeah,
like
I
seeing
did
something that is not there. Like, what if you
That
don't
scares
like
me.
it, and then you're
Yeah.
like stuck in a bad trip?
Yeah, exactly.
Same. I've never touched anything like that before. And like the thought of that terrifies me, like absolutely terrifies me. And people have said, they have, I don't know, some sort of experience that like changes their mentality or they have a paradigm shift because, they like, I don't know, meet this dragon that's coming out of the wall and it's like, hey, you should be a nicer person. And they're like, wow, I'm a nicer person now. But like, I don't want to see a dragon come out of a wall.
Oh my
I'm sorry,
God,
it scares me.
I actually took
Good.
DMT though when I was 14,
You took DMT?
15. Well, it was like
What's that?
it was like
Isn't that
a
stronger?
ritual. It was like a healing.
Medicinal.
DMT's really strong, though.
What is-
Yeah,
what
but
is
I was
this?
really sick. And it was for like it was like a shaman. Like I
I
got
was
really
literally
sick.
just about
and
to
I was
ask you if it was
dying.
voodoo.
No.
You were
So I had a really, really bad eating disorder. Like I was dying from it.
Okay, I
And
feel
my
like you
parents
talked about this briefly.
Yeah, like my
once,
parents tried everything and like nothing worked. They tried like psychotherapy, they tried like regular
Whoa.
medicine, they tried like psychiatrists, then they did like hypnosis, and then there was this one guy that was going to like my city who was like the shit, right? And they took me to this guy and it was crazy. It was fucking
So what happened?
insane.
Like, do you remember?
Yeah,
like,
I
you saw
remember.
stuff?
So it was like a preparation for this ritual that we were gonna do.
I hate it. I'm scared.
And I had to bathe for like a whole week in some kind of herbs, like in my bathtub. Like we didn't have a bathtub, so it was like a big
That's crazy.
tub
What?
thing. And wash my hair with like a special kind of soap. And then
I'm so scared.
he took me into like his it was like a doctor's office kind of thing in a chair, and he put, I think it was Vaseline like around my like face, and then we went into this room I don't actually like. I don't know how it happened. Like, I don't remember a lot of it, but I have a memory of being in this really, really small room, and there being a triangle on the floor and a triangle on the roof, and there being fire everywhere. And I remember feeling like I was burning a lot. And my mom was just standing outside. Like, my mom was right outside, like where I was.
I'm sorry, my face. I'm like,
and I know, I was like, is her camera frozen? Anyway,
no, I'm just like into the story.
It was a really insane experience. Like, honestly, it was so crazy. And I saw a lot of like really, really weird shit, but it was really quick. So that, like, now I've done so much research on it, trying to figure out what it was. Like, I'm not 100% sure it was DMT.
Someone in
but
chat
I've done
said
so much research on it.
They think it's ayahuasca.
Yeah. So that's what, and it's DMT. Like, ayahuasca has DMT. But the thing is, it was so short lived. It was really, really short lived. I don't think it was more than 15 minutes, and so he must have made me smoke it somehow or inhale it somehow. But I don't have a memory of it. I just have a memory of being in this room, and these crazy things happening. And I remember. I was like burning, and he told me like, come hug me. And I went and hugged him, and it was like everything that was burning me all of a sudden stopped burning me.
Oh, so so was there no actual fire? If you were you imagining it, or
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
crazy.
think there was actually fire going up and down in the ceiling and the floor.
I hate it.
I don't
Sounds so
know.
scary.
I have no idea, but I remember that I was screaming a lot. And I remember right after I left the room, my mom was standing right outside the door. And I was like, you didn't hear me scream? And she's like, no, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, I don't like it. It's scaring me.
Yeah, it was terrifying. But I just want to say, it cured my anorexia.
It actually did?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so what?
I became bulimic afterwards, but I didn't die from anorexia anymore.
Okay.
So
But what do you think changed, like, mentality-wise? Because obviously, like, when you sobered up, right? What in your head was, like, different?
I think it just allowed me to get more perspective. Like our perspective of life is so centered of, like, what our experience is, and we judge the world based on what our experience is. And I think it allowed me to view myself from, like, a third person's perspective. It's a weird concept. I don't think that you can understand what it means unless you have had, like, ego death ever. But it was interesting. It was a really scary. And I wish that I would have been prepared for it. Like, I feel that I would have enjoyed if that he would have told me what was going to happen. But maybe if he had told me what was going to happen, I probably wouldn't have been okay with it.
Yeah, and maybe you would have, like, a lot of anxiety and stuff before, because you know it was coming, right? Yeah.
True.
So.
It could also be like if you psych yourself out and then it doesn't work because you were prepared for it too. Kind of thing.
Yeah, it was insane.
Dang.
It was pretty nuts. I've been trying to figure out what it was for a long time. So if anybody out there knows...
So chat's saying there are various articles about ayahuasca as a treatment against depression and eating disorders. So
trippy.
Isn't that a tea too? Am I just making this up?
Yeah, like you can
tea,
smoke
right?
it. You can smoke it. Yeah, it's actually, like, in Colombia you can actually do it legally because there's tribes that actually do this. So you can actually go to South America and have this done. But the way they do it is they take two plants, they mix them together, and you take a tea, and it's a very, very long trip. You vomit, it's insane. But apparently it has, like, really good lasting effect. But you can also smoke DMT. But I don't know if that's legal.
Because you don't remember. Oh, I thought you were gonna say you don't know if you did.
No,
that,
if it would have been an ayahuasca trip, it would have lasted, like, hours and hours. And it didn't. It was like an instant thing. And then it was over. So, and I've done some research about smoking DMT, and it can last like 5 to 15 minutes. So that's why I think that he made me smoke it, even though I don't remember it.
Yeah. Weird. That's so weird.
Maybe he, like, hotboxed that room or something.
Chat said
maybe.
DMT lasts.
I don't know.
Chat said DMT lasts like 15 minutes.
No, see, nope. I'm gonna let Alinity have the experience and I'll live through her. I'm too
Right?
way too scared of that. Even when she's telling me, I'm like, no.
Oh, I wouldn't do that for fun. I wouldn't do it like as a recreational.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. You gotta respect that stuff, and you have to do it with someone that can guide you through it.
Mm-hmm.
And do it responsibly. But like, I'm super interested in research with certain psychedelics and stuff like that for like depression, PTSD. I think there's some really good research right now about I can't remember what it is honestly, but I think it might be acid or
One of
That's crazy that you brought that up.
MDMA and PTSD. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's really weird that you brought that up with like, healing properties of like certain drugs and stuff. Cause I feel like when I was younger, I used to go to this vault where people like online and people used to record their experiences of like, I did this and I did this. And then this was like the experience that I had. And I always used to read the bad trips. I think that's why like all of that stuff. I'm like, no, not down.
Yeah, it can be pretty awful.
I would read these trips about people and like some of these people, holy shit. Like, I don't even know how they're alive. They're like, yeah, I mixed this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And then I went on like a week-long trip and I'm like,
they're like treating it
sounds
like
like the scariest thing ever.
They're treating it like potions class at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
They're just like, and this and that, and this a little bit of this.
Yeah. And like some of these people, like the experiences that they have, they're like, I was in actual hell. Like I talked to some devil and like for a week, blah, 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 blah. And then I looked in the mirror and like all this crazy stuff happens. And I'm like, why would you do like 12 drugs at once? This is so crazy. Super like,
sounds really
I don't know.
dangerous.
And, dangerous. And like, even if you live through it, aren't you like hella traumatized after that? Yeah.
Just traumatic. Yeah.
But I would read them all the time because I'm like, this is nuts. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't even know how did we get on this topic?
There's some people that just like to experience other things, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think the idea that our perspective of the world can change so much is really interesting. Yeah. Just like everything that you see and think and believe and the way that you interact with the world is so dependent on your chemistry. Like, it's crazy, right?
So, okay, I have a random question for you again. Just how my brain works. I feel like I've talked to you both enough that you know this. Okay, Alinity, you were saying how you had like two eating disorders now, I guess, from before when you were younger. Mm-hmm. Do you think that based on like what, I guess, were you in America at this point or no?
No, I was in Colombia.
Okay. So do you think that like the beauty industry, I guess, and like how in the 90s, like it was very focused on having, like stick thin twiggy body, whereas now it's more like curves are thick, like 12 C's, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that if that was the standard back then, you would have still gone through the same things, or do you think that that played a huge role in it?
I think you have to understand eating disorders a little bit better. People have this idea that an eating disorder is just about being thin, but it has a lot to do with control. It has a lot to do, I would compare it with like OCD almost, where like everything in your life, it's like a period of your life in which you realize that you don't have control over events and things happening, right? And for me, it was like, it doesn't matter how like my parents separated, like how everything can go to shit, but like I can control how much I eat. And as long as I can control how much I eat and I focus my entire life and all my time, every single second of my life on counting calories and what I'm gonna eat, when I'm gonna eat it, like that's literally all I thought about. And it's actually a coping mechanism to escape your current reality. So I feel like it would have still happened. I don't think for me it was like a beauty ideal. I didn't want it to be pretty. I just wanted a sense of
like tangible evidence like that you're in control of your life.
I had my shit together.
Right.
Even though I didn't.
Yeah.
It was mostly like a coping mechanism.
Yeah, I've heard from you that. And then also like another thing I've heard is that some people like it's actually almost similar to like hallucinating. Like they look in the mirror and they don't see how they actually look. like they actually see themselves as like fat when they look in the mirror.
It's called body
even if they're
dysmorphia.
not.
dysmorphia.
I had body dysmorphia. I still do. And it's probably the hardest part of the eating disorder is to like come to terms with the fact that people don't like you don't see yourself the way that you are. And it changes from day to day. Like some days I will feel like I look a certain way, and then the next day I won't feel like I look that way. And it's like, well, my body didn't change from one day to another, right? It's just my mind. So that's probably the most challenging thing. But like to anybody listening that has an eating disorder, has dealt with an eating disorder, it does get easier every time. Like every day it gets easier. I struggled a lot from like 14 to 16 with anorexia, and with bulimia till like from 16 till about 20, 22 really badly. And then like on and off from like 22 to 25.
So what was the turning point for you that kind of helped you get, I guess, in control of your eating disorder and your own mind, I guess, master your mind, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I just replaced an addiction with another. I started playing World of Warcraft.
Fair. Okay.
You can control your whole character.
Literally not wrong.
There you go. That's actually a great way of like taking control, is taking control of a character.
I became really addicted to World of Warcraft. I was in medical school in Colombia, and I quit school. I did nothing but play WoW for 2 years. I would wake up, play WoW until I went to bed for 2 years. All of Wrath of the Lich King.
Wow.
That whole expansion.
You know, the difficult thing too about eating disorders is that like you need food to survive. Whereas something like, you know, alcohol addiction and stuff, like you don't need alcohol to survive, right? Whereas obviously with food, you have to work on that relationship for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Not saying like, you know, one disorder doesn't matter and the other one doesn't, but like.
Yeah, the hardest part for me was after I was bulimic for a long time, I expanded my stomach a lot. And
because you were binging
my hardest challenge was like to feel full without binging. And it took me so many years to get myself to a point in which I can feel satisfied with little food. But it's given me like I have horrible gastric reflux. Like it's insane.
Your body's so
and it's
used
just
to
fair enough.
It's pretty bad. And I haven't thrown up in like 4 years, and I still have it. Yeah.
The acid reflux, do you still have that?
It's funny too. It's funny too. The moment in which I stopped binging and purging. Yeah, coincided with the moment in which I started with my bipolar medication when I got diagnosed bipolar. So I do think that maybe it was my coping mechanism of dealing with something else that maybe never got explored.
Interesting.
Yeah. A lot of mental health problems here in this one.
Me too, don't worry.
It's surprisingly common. You're not alone.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I like talking about it, because I think that, like, especially us as like influencers, you know, people like we always show like the best part of our lives, and I think that sometimes people see that and they're like, oh, but their life is so perfect and mine is so bad. You know what I mean? And I think that is really important for people to know that like that is normal, like struggling is normal. So yeah.
Well, yeah, it also helps people connect too, because it exposes the fact that we also have I wouldn't consider myself an influencer, but like the people that you see online or in TV or in any media also have those rough edges, you know, and it gives you a more closer experience or closer connection to being like the human experience, you know what I mean? And like there's going to be peaks and valleys. You're going to have struggles. You're going to have, you know, confidence issues. You're going to have you know, if you have to deal with any mental health, like these things just happen. And I think that's something that, you know, in mainstream media, they don't really cover until it's at a very bad extreme, and then it gets a super bad rep. Example, Britney Spears 2007 having some huge meltdown, and then they just kind of like, oh, it's so crazy and so bad and you're so fucked up, and then they just like lay off after, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, hey, this is what happened. Like, this was the experiences that I was going through, like, blah, blah, blah.
What it was like, that happened to her. Like, I was very young, so I didn't get to, like, understand. And I didn't live in North America, but I just know that everybody started hating her all of a sudden because she had a mental breakdown. Did she do something
weird.
to her children or something?
No, I think part of it, I was listening to a podcast on this the other day, actually, is like when she like shaved her head, apparently it was because her extensions were digging into her scalp and she was just like, I'm done. And the only reason why it got out, she went to a salon like at night, but the window was open and people got photos of it. So it's like, then they're like, oh, she shaved her head because she's having a crisis. It's like, or
yeah, but
like
why would people start hating her?
Like,
the crisis? Like, I never understood that. Maybe it was the time where like these things weren't accepted. But like, why did everybody start hating her overnight because she was having a mental breakdown?
I don't know. Well, actually, I think it's her dad and whoever else is in charge of like her finances and stuff. They actually were creating her to be creative. I'm hearing myself and someone else's, by the way. I don't know who it is on Discord, but the reason why they were doing that, yeah, I can hear myself.
It's probably me.
Okay. But yeah,
I'll turn myself down a bit.
They were trying to make her seem crazy because if they can make the case for that, like she's not in sound mind, therefore can't be in control of her own finances and her life and stuff, then they can benefit from it more. And she actually has like a really bad relationship with her dad, and even her kids got like a restraining order against him and stuff, like don't come near us. Like, because her dad's fucked up, and the incentive is money, obviously. Because if they can make the case that Britney isn't sound mind enough to control everything in her life, her finances or whatever, that's why she's going crazy. Because she's worked her whole life from a child star. She didn't even get to have a childhood because she was on the Mickey Mouse Club. So she's gone her entire life being a puppet, basically. Still can't have control of her own finances and stuff. But she's of sound mind to keep working and performing on her birthday too. It's like that was like another thing. It's like, oh no, she will work on her birthday. Her like managers decided. They didn't ask her. Like, no, she will. Yeah. She will. Like, she's just a puppet. You would have a crisis too if you went through all this. Your whole life is not yours.
Topic that you were asking in the topics about like getting your children social media and like child actors and child, like what do you guys think of that?
Yeah, it's
like somebody so young, like she was, right? You said she was in the Mickey Mouse Club.
I always think that it's a difficult line between like, are the parents exploiting their kids, or do their kids actually want to do this and their parents are just like encouraging them in the spirit of like, my kid wants to do this. Yeah. It's always hard to tell unless it's like your kids and you know the situation, but with other people it's hard to like have proof of that, because sometimes kids will just say what their parents tell them to. They're like, yeah, I want to, then maybe they actually don't.
Yeah, I think even if they do want to though, like it does, like fame and all that shit, like I actually feel so happy that I was a little older when like I became an influencer and it became in social media and stuff, because I dealt with all my shit, like all my baggage and stuff, and got myself to like a good point mentally where now I'm like, I can recognize what social media does to me and not let it do that to me. But like if I was young right now, like I would hate that so much. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like if it was in a case where like we're influencers and someday, hypothetically, not that we will, but if we had kids, I feel like it would be our job to educate them if they wanted to do social media, like all the bad things that can come with it too, things you should look out for, things to be prepared for, and let them make the decision and not be like, you should because it's good money. Like, that just gets in a kid's head. They're like, oh, how many games can I buy? Oh, what kind of cars can I have? They like start thinking about just the money without considering all the downsides to it that it brings.
Not even the money, like, because I have a sister that's 16. For them, it's a lot about the fame. Like, I don't think my sister cares about the money, because, like, they're middle class, like, my family's fine.
Yeah.
But for my sister, it's more about popularity, because at that age, it's so important to be accepted by others. And I feel, and I had a really, like, difficult time with her, because she came here and visited me, and I posted, like, some stuff with her, and she got, like, all these followers overnight, and it started to, like, really, really affect her. And I had to, like, sit down with her and, like, have a talk with her about certain things, because I could see, like, it's spiraling out of control for her. Right. And just, like, the way she sees herself and the way that she doesn't, like, her self-esteem is just awful. And she's so beautiful, but her self-esteem is, like, I've never seen somebody with such low self-esteem. Like, even myself, like, and I had really low self-esteem, but hers is, it's bad. And like I felt guilty at the time. I was like, my dad is gonna kill me if he finds out that like you got all these followers overnight you know, and so I had to delete her pictures from my Instagram and stuff because I was like, I'm actually scared for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't want
It's
any
hard.
responsibility in that.
Yeah, it's really difficult because it's like a lot of people, not just kids, adults too. They're like their sense of esteem and like how much they're worth is wrapped into other people's validation of them. You know, where it's like acknowledgement and likes and follows and stuff. And it's really difficult to be like, you are worth more than any kind of follower can ever validate. Any kind of follower can. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, you have to learn to be happy with yourself. And that's hard to explain to kids because they're like, what do you mean?
So,
I mean, even if you explain it, like, it's hard for a person to really put themselves in a position in their mind where they're actually going to believe that, or that's going to be the reality. But it's like, hey, it doesn't matter how many likes I get and stuff like that. That doesn't determine my value, and like not looking at those things.
Right.
So I feel like as we get older, I don't know if you guys have experienced this yet at like your guys' age, but I'm like really into, I guess, self-development now and like trying to, you know, be the best person that I can possibly be and like self-improvement, etc. Do you think that's something that they could incorporate into schooling and stuff? Because I feel like, you know, in school, sure, there's a bunch of stuff that we learn, you know, math, etc., science, but there's not a lot of like, you know, make sure you're a good person and like try to work on your self-confidence and like, you know, presenting in front of people. They kind of just like graze over those things. And like, yeah, sure, you have to do presentations, but a lot of people, you know, have really bad speaking anxiety and stuff. And they never really go through how to be like a confident speaker, how to actually believe in yourself and stuff. I feel like there's a lot of like, you're great and you're amazing and like, huzzah. Right. But they don't go underneath that kind of thing. And I wonder if like actually incorporating that into schooling and stuff would actually help the population as a whole.
I feel like it would. Like no matter what grade you are, whether you're like in kindergarten or a senior in high school, I feel like kids could really benefit from having classes specifically for like mental health and like humanity and stuff, where it's like you go around and you each have to like say what your own insecurities and then also like something positive about another person, like in groups or something. That way, like people can't just pick on your insecurities; they're having to say theirs too, and they like realize more like that their classmates are actually humans with feelings. Oh my god, and nobody's perfect, and even the cheerleaders have problems, you know. So it's like I feel like that would help people a lot.
Yeah. In my school, we had a thing called convivencia. It used to be every single year we all got to go to like a club and we did like seminars for, I think it was like 2 days or 3 days where we did exactly what you guys are describing.
Yeah, we don't have that here at all. Like nothing like that. It's kind of shit. Yeah.
We would even talk about like, because the teachers would be really involved and like they knew who the bullies were and they knew who like the shy people were and they would try to like create activities and scenarios in which it would expose those things, but in like a nice way. And I actually remember it being really, really effective at getting rid of some behaviors that were happening in the class.
Yeah, I feel like bullies are typically actually the most insecure ones. So I feel like even they could benefit from classes like that. I know some kids would be afraid, be like, oh, but then I'll be a target. Like, if they're an asshole, you're already a target. Like, let's all try to help each other.
That's true. But I just, especially going through high school, I feel like everyone in kids are mean. Okay, let's just say it. We've all had those like 14-year-olds that come into your stream and they're like, you're fat and ugly and you look like a dog, blah, 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 like some dumb shit, right?
Yeah.
I feel like
I think even adults do that.
Yeah, adults do that too.
Sure. But I feel like having some sort of like emotional management class on like how to process your emotions in a healthy and effective way would be very beneficial to like at least Western culture. I don't know how, like I've never traveled the world, so I don't know what it's like everywhere else. But like here, I know that like people don't work through a lot of shit because they don't know how. So they just like drink or smoke or, you know, like do shit like that.
Or like,
and then
kids like meditation and yoga and like,
those would be good classes.
Shit. That would be pretty good. I don't know. Like, what I was going to say is for everybody, like, these things are different. Like, what works for my mental health might not work for your mental health.
Sure.
And it kind of seeps into an element, like, into spirituality a bit. So, I think that it depends on, like, because religion and school are very close together. And so I think that maybe that'd be the challenge. Because I remember in my school, particularly, there was like the kids that were Christian and the kids that weren't Christian. And we got to take separate classes at some points, depending on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that in like the United States, it's mostly Catholic, right? The schools are Catholic.
If
mostly.
they're religious schools, yeah, typically.
Yeah.
But I don't think, okay, so I understand what you're saying in regards to like, okay, like this, I don't know, biblical verse said that like John 4:12 also did this and like that's why he felt this way. But I don't think emotional management, I don't think you have to slap the words God and stuff like that over it in order to like get the actual point across because
no, but the schools in the United States might have that agenda, so they might prefer to do that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting to.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
It would be really cool though if it happened. It would be awesome.
I just think it would be very beneficial to like the majority of people.
Oh, it would so much.
Even me now, like I'm still learning how to like process certain things or like how to better my reaction in certain behaviors that like I don't like, right? So I think that
meditation.
I can't do it. I don't know. It freaks me out.
You should try yoga and learn to meditate through yoga. Trust me.
See, I used to do yoga, and yoga I like, but meditation freaks me out. I don't know.
Go to a yoga class in which you do like an shavasana and like, you know.
I want to do yoga on a beach, like a deserted beach with like that would be really fun, like a private class or something.
I don't know. I feel like always whenever I try to meditate, I like instantly. Okay, this is what I hate, and like saying it out loud is going to make you guys think about it too. So like you're forewarned. But whenever I have to think about my breathing, then I always start manually breathing, and then I hate that.
Maybe you can like have somebody help you with it, like a teacher or something. Like if you're actually interested in it. If you're just like, oh yeah, whatever, I can do it, it's fine, whatever. But like if you're actually interested, because I got so many benefits from it. But you might be doing it wrong because I was meditating like totally wrong way for a very long time. And it just because I'm a very, very impulsive person by nature. And so with a lot of things and a lot of issues that happen in my life where I realized like I have to take control of my impulsivity, and I'm still really impulsive, but I have learned to be able to see my feelings and react to them instead of just reacting and then feeling the emotion. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like
really.
You have more control.
Not really.
Kind of like, I guess my understanding would be like, say you're in an argument with somebody, instead of reacting and shouting at them, you could be like, okay. You know?
Okay,
like
think to yourself, like, okay, I'm really upset and this is all I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. Instead of having absolutely no control.
Right, learning to control
I am by nature. I just blurt out things without even realizing that I'm doing it.
I have that.
So it was a very challenging thing for me for a very long time, actually. And I have learned now when I feel an emotion, I recognize it immediately, which is really important.
I'm the same way.
It doesn't just happen with it, but it happens when I'm feeling stressed out, when I'm feeling anxious. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling anxious. Okay.
Oh, see, I feel like I'm already super aware of that. Like, I know I'm getting pissed off. I'm aware of my emotions. Just sometimes I like hold it in for too much and then I freak the fuck out.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. Is like I'm trying to get better at controlling my emotions, and then sometimes it's like, all right, no, don't. It's fine. But then like after a while, I just get triggered and I'm like, I scream. I'm like,
I'm not like, I still yell at people and tell them the fuck, but I think I don't say things that I regret that much anymore as I used to.
Mm-hmm. It
used to be pretty bad.
It's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. I'm like halfway there, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know.
I'm like a child still with confrontation. I'm like just like ready to like throw tantrums and stuff if I like if I don't get my way for long enough. I'm like,
really?
No, it's like if someone like won't leave me alone, and I've asked them so many times, like, stop. Like this happened with my mom a lot when she like keeps nagging, and I like already said okay, You know, it's like, okay, I got it. Yep, next time for
man,
sure.
I hate
And then
people
she would
like
keep
that.
going and keep going and readdressing the issue. And I'm
You're
like,
just like, I'm done. Like, I'm done fighting. Like, I don't want to talk anymore. And they're like, no, but here, talk to me, fight with me. And you're like, no, I don't want to talk anymore. They're like, no, and they keep wanting to talk about it. And you're just like, I'm done.
and
Like,
then
I've reached my limit. Let me go.
yeah. And when I hit that limit, then I'm like, leave me alone. Like, it's screaming.
I'm the
Go
same way.
away.
And the reason I'm that way is because I know that the pot is boiling and I don't want to explode on that person.
Sure.
Mhm.
But I think
Yes.
that makes sense. Like you, okay, for example, you're setting the boundary where you're like, I'm done talking right now. Like we can talk about this later. And the other person is the one that's not respecting your boundary. So
Yeah.
it's okay for you to
Mhm.
get pissed off about that because like you're
I
telling
don't
someone
know.
no
It's
and they're
not
just doing it
okay,
anyways.
but yeah. No, I understand. Like, that's what I justify it too. It was, I'm like, but afterwards, I'm like, I shouldn't have yelled because now my voice is sore. It's like, it wasn't worth it. Dang it.
I feel like I don't really yell that much, but I'll get really sarcastic.
Right.
And then
too.
people will know to fuck off because I start getting snippy and they're like, oh, okay, that's all right, too much. See you later. And then they
Yeah.
screw off. Yeah.
Hey, fights. There was a topic about fights.
There was. Have you gotten in one?
Can I pee?
Yeah, go for it.
I will have to pee too. Let's go
Okay.
pee.
Pee break.
Pee break.
I want him
Everyone
to
go.
leave. He's the cutest of all my cats, and he's never here.
He is so cute. His tail's wagging. He's like, she pet me. It was wagging really fast when you pet him.
He is so cute. I'll be right back.
Adorable.
there.
Okay, chat, I'm gonna do a poll. I want to ask you guys the same question. Have you ever been in a fist fight? Or, doesn't be fist, but have you ever been in a physical fight? Let's get physical, physical. Dun, 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 dun. I've only been in verbal fights. And digital fights. With my Pokemon. Oh, looks like 73% have been in a physical fight. Wow. Wow. 73%. Y'all are some angsty. I think, though, that's more common in boys, right? Boys, like, punch each other, even if they're friends, but they're mad at each other. They just, like, fight, and then they're okay. Whereas the girls will fuck their boyfriends and scream at each other, you know what I mean? To get revenge and pull some hair and anyways. That's what the girls get revenge emotionally. Girls, yeah. Girls get revenge in the soul. 71% of chat has gotten in a physical fight.
Really?
I know, I was surprised too. I'm like, maybe I think it's more common in boys though, too.
Boys, yeah, I think so.
They're just like, you look at me funny.
I have been in 2 situations in which a person wanted to hit me, but it never actually happened because I am 5'2", and I'm about 110 pounds. So I'm not going to win any fight. Like a physical argument, no. A screaming match, probably yes. But a physical argument, no. So I just don't get in a fight that I'm not going to win, you know? Like,
right.
I'm not going to get beat up.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm really small, and I've always just, like, avoided escalating anything to the point where somebody wants to punch me.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
did
like,
have a
"Ooh."
situation in which I was at a bar with some friends, and there's like a girl there who was a friend of a friend, and we were like dancing together. And I guess that there's a guy that she liked in the dance floor, and he wanted to dance with me, and I was just like, I didn't really care. And so she got pissed and she leaves, but I didn't realize she got mad. And so I went and like chased her, and I was like, oh my God, you left me alone with all those guys.
no.
Like, oh my God, they were like groping me and shit.
Oh,
And
gross.
then she got in my face and she started screaming, and she started like lifting her arms and shit. And her friend, apparently she does this a lot. Her friend like grabbed her because her friend just knew what she was gonna do. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait,
I was like
wait,
that. I
so
was like,
she
okay.
left you alone, and then she wanted to fight?
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
Because she got pissed that, like, she was pretty drunk.
Oh.
But I guess she was just, like, jealous that the guys wanted to, like, dance with me and not her. And I was not interested in any of those guys. It was just, like, at a bar. And we were just, like, the both of us dancing. And a bunch of guys came by and, like, started, like, trying to dance. And I'm just like, okay, I'm here with my friend, you know?
Trying to dance.
It wasn't, like, my friend. But, like, I knew her. She was a friend of a friend. Because everyone else in the group were boys. So like, I was like, okay, we're here together. You know, like when you're dancing and you're like with your female friend and you're just like, okay, like we're here together. Yeah, like that's how I am with my friend. And she just leaves and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go find my friend. Bye. And I just like leave, right? Because I did not want to be with those guys. And then she got mad at me. It was crazy. So weird. It was like, it didn't make any sense.
Damn.
So it's probably the only time where like I almost got punched.
Wow.
God, I didn't. I would have probably broken my whole face.
It's your fault for being so cute and making those boys want to dance with you. God.
True.
God,
So
it's your fault.
This is ridiculous.
Can you just be less cute? Just tone it down a bit. Can you be less cute? Just stop. That's probably her justification.
I think, I honestly don't know what her issue was. She did like, what is that called? Where they lift like freaking giant heavy wheels and stuff. She did a lot of like
powerlifting type
exercising stuff.
Strongman competition. Right?
No, there's a name for it. It's like they do a bunch of
CrossFit.
CrossFit. I think it's called CrossFit.
CrossFit.
I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. But she was like huge. She had like these giant arms. She would have broken me. Like all the bones in my face, probably.
Terrifying.
Wait,
that's why the guys. That's why the guys didn't want to dance with her.
No, it was because the guys wanted to dance with me.
Yeah, they were probably less. Yeah, they were probably just less scared of you.
And then I was kind of upset because she left me there alone. And so I came and I was like, "Why do you leave me alone?" And then she got like really upset at the fact that I was like, you know, expecting her to be with me with like a sea of like thirsty men. I don't know.
Sex-crazed idiots. Kat, how about you? Have you been in a physical fight?
One. I feel like I told you this before, though. So I'll skip that one because I feel like I literally told you that.
Really?
Yeah, I've definitely told it on this specific podcast before.
Summarize it,
and then,
so Alinity can hear.
Basically, a person let me borrow his Livestrong bracelet in high school, and then I was leaving the
Livestrong bracelet. What is that?
There's like the little rubber bracelet.
It was like it was like a rubber bracelet like for cancer.
Oh, I remember.
Back in the day, and I was wearing it, and then I went to leave the class, but he was like, "Yo, like you forgot my bracelet to give it back," and he pulled my backpack and he ripped my backpack. And I turned around, and I punched him in the face. But it wasn't like I hate you too. Okay, let's scrap. Like I literally just knocked him out because he ripped my backpack.
What did he do? He was just knocked out?
No, he's like, you gave me a black eye, and I took off the bracelet and I whipped it at him.
And Kat's like, better than a blue ball, and she ran away.
I don't know, he ripped my backpack. I really like that backpack.
Never take anything from you.
Yeah, I have a really bad temper. It's not as bad anymore, but
that's
it's still pretty bad.
Crazy. I think the only time that I've punched someone, when I was in university in Colombia, it was like a very, very tall building, and our whole school was just one building. And I've always been really small, and I had a friend who was really tall, and he one time grabbed me and like. Seriously, people in Colombia are ridiculous because this is considered normal against friends. He like put me over the edge of the building, like holding me like this. And I was screaming. Yeah. And I was screaming and then he put me down and I hit him. I hit him like really hard. I think it was like the arm or the chest or something. And he got mad at me. And I was like,
don't put girls over the edge then.
I know. Like on the balcony, I know, I wasn't gonna fall, but it was terrifying.
Yeah. God.
You guys are small though, so do you guys get picked up a lot?
Sometimes.
I used to when I was younger.
I don't like that.
My brothers would do that to me.
Getting picked up is scary.
I hate it.
And I'm
Yeah,
really
it
tall.
feels really bad.
Garbage can in high school once.
What?
I got thrown in the garbage can in high
What the?
school.
What do you mean thrown? Like they put you upside down into a garbage can?
No, so it
And
was
your little legs were like,
Was it like a can?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they put me in my butt, so I kind of fell in like this and I got stuck. It was so bad, but it was funny. Like, honestly, I think that they bullied me a bit, but I didn't give a fuck, so I would just like laugh about it, and so they eventually kind of got tired of bullying me because I didn't really care about it. So I thought it was funny. Like, I thought it was hilarious that my butt got stuck.
okay, yeah.
And then I kind of fell on the floor and like kind of gathered myself out of the garbage
can.
But yeah, I used to get picked up.
Damn.
Wow.
Did you get bullied a lot in school or no?
No, I mean, I think like in my school in particular, it was like everybody bullied everyone. Like we were just kind of little shits. But there was like this one time, and I don't know what North American things are like, the things that bullies do here, but there's this thing where they would take everything out of your backpack, turn the backpack inside out, and put everything in your
That never
backpack
happened.
inside out.
Huh.
So it kind of looked like a ball, and then so you have to open it, take everything out, and then put it around. I hope I'm not teaching anybody this. Anyway,
They
so it kind
probably
of
know it.
escalated. Like it started as just like turning your backpack in and out and that stuff, and then people started putting in like rocks and dirt inside the backpack, and then they would like duct tape the whole
Oh
backpack.
God. Who has this much
That's kind of
time?
funny.
And so to me, they once put it on a tree. They turn it inside out, put like bricks and garbage in there, close it, duct taped it, and put it on a tree. And I think that was like the turning point for me, where I was like,
Fuck this
okay,
shit.
this is not cool. Yeah.
You just turn your homework in. The teacher's like, "Why does this smell like garbage?" And you're like, "Well, man, you see."
Well, it was at the end of the day. It was at the end of the day, so I actually like couldn't go home because I couldn't get my backpack because I'm also short, so I couldn't get it from the tree. So I had to like go and tell somebody about it, and they were like, "Oh wow, this is happening." Okay, yeah.
Damn.
"That sucks."
Yeah, I was pretty shit, but it wasn't just me. Like they did it to a lot of people,
Right.
and like I even participated when it happened to other people. So it wasn't just like only one person
At
would get
least you're
picked on.
honest.
It was just like everybody would get picked on by everyone. It was more of like
They
who they're
just have
picking on
like a class roster. Whose turn is it this week? Who gets their backpack trashed? Which one?
It was so bad.
No,
We
they
were
had it
so
last week.
shit. Do you guys here in like America, I guess, did you guys do the whole like pulling your pants? Like we had uniforms.
Oh, we
And-
didn't have uniforms.
Oh, okay. We had uniforms and we had like two. We had like the skirt and the shirt, and then we had like the PE uniform, which was sweatpants and then a t-shirt. And when we were in the sweatpants, we do this thing where we go behind someone and we just pull their pants down.
Pantsing.
Yeah.
That didn't really happen that much at my school.
no.
Well, I had a day where I was in front of the class talking to the teacher like this, and I had an aquamarine thong from Nap Nap. I will never forget that aquamarine thong from Nap Nap. Somebody came behind me, pulled my pants down, and the whole class on my ass.
Yeah, something similar happened to me too.
They saw your ass?
Well, they saw my aquamarine thong, which was a very, very, very small thong.
Yeah,
Wow.
same thing happened to me.
They just saw my whole butt, yeah.
Except for I had tearaway pants,
Oh.
and the person ripped off my pants, and I crumbled into a little fetal position, and I
No.
started crying.
No. No.
You started crying? You gotta laugh it out. You just-
Oh no, there was
I
no.
was
I was
really good
horrified.
at it in the sense of which I would just be like,
Oh
you
no,
know,
I
like
cried.
yeah.
I crumpled into a ball dramatically, and then I cried on the ground.
Oh wow.
That's so sad. I just want to hug you.
I was only in grade 7, okay? I was only in grade
Oh, that
7.
was pretty. Wait, 7? How old were you in grade 7?
Like 12?
Yeah, you were already. I was like 13 when the thong thing happened.
Yeah, I was also wearing a thong too, and that's why I was so embarrassed, because I was like, I didn't want anyone to know.
Oh,
That
you
I
were
was
wearing
wearing
a
a
thong.
thong,
Okay, in
yeah.
Colombia they make fun of you if you don't wear thongs. See, it's
Oh,
a totally
no.
different culture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I cried.
Yeah, like you have
was
to wear
terrible.
thongs, and like you have to start like shaving your legs when you're like 10. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely was shaving my legs already. But
Okay.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
super
I got
embarrassing.
bullied for not shaving my legs in junior high because I didn't know. I have sisters. My mom doesn't teach me about anything, you know?
Mm.
And so they would like, your legs are hairy. And I'm like, isn't everybody's? Like, what the fuck? I was like, what, isn't that
But how
normal? Am I a
though?
mutant? Wait, what? This isn't supposed to happen? I was
You're
like,
pretty white though. Like you probably don't have that much
it
hair.
wasn't like, I mean, like, I guess when you never shave it ever, you know, it's like I am Italian, so like I'm not like it's not like super hairy on my legs, but I mean like it's dark, so it's visible, but it's not like thick.
Okay,
It's,
I was the same way.
Yeah.
Like really, really dark, thick hair. I had to get laser everywhere. I just got laser everywhere. I was like,
Oh,
fuck it.
really?
I don't like being this.
I'm
I'm
thinking
Greek,
about
but I don't
it.
really have that much. Like even my arms, like I have like none really.
Well, I'm really lucky because I'm actually really white. For a Latina, I'm super white, and I have really, really thick, dark hair. And so laser is really good for people that have like a lot of contrast between the color of their hair and their skin. It works perfectly for me. It just removed everything.
Did it hurt?
I need to do
I don't know,
it.
I've gotten
I have
lasered
so
before.
much contrast.
Lasers.
Especially like in certain areas.
Butthole.
Yeah, very painful there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
But is it worth it?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it is.
Dang.
It's nice. You're like a baby.
And it like nothing ever grows back ever?
No, it grows
Or like a
back.
little few hairs.
It grows
grow
back, but it is so thin and it grows so slowly. Like I used to have to shave my armpits every single day, and now I shave my armpits like every 2 months.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
And the hair is so thin. It's like super, super thin.
Oh cool. Dang.
Yeah. It's really nice. I totally recommend it. If you have like really light skin and your hairs are dark, do it.
Kat, you want to do it together? We can like Zoom while we're getting.
Oh my god, you want to go get our buttholes friggin' lasered together, and you want to Zoom while we get our buttholes?
Yeah,
lasered
because we're
off? Is that
not
what you're
near
asking
each
me?
other. Yeah.
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah. Do you want to?
That's funny that you asked that, because one time I was going to Cuba, and I had never gotten a Brazilian ever in my entire life. So I decided to buy those stupid wax strips that you get
I've never
from
tried
the
those.
drugstore.
Oh no, tell me.
And I did it by myself on the phone with my girlfriend. And literally, it took me 3 hours because between every strip, I would rip it off. And then I would have mental breakdown for a few seconds. And I'd be like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
And my friend's like,
I've never
you're not
waxed
doing
down there.
Oh. I did it
saw
by
my
myself.
mother. I saw
And
my
it
mother
bled.
one
It
time
was
after she
bad.
got my mother one time after she got waxed. She bled like
Yes,
from
Ooh.
every single pore,
Ugh.
and I was like, I'm never getting this done.
Does laser make you
I
bleed
tried,
at
like,
all or no?
plucking a hair down there, and it's so painful.
Yeah, it was,
Like,
it was
fuck
the
no.
worst experience I've ever
Get
experienced.
laser. It's so much better. Way less. Okay, laser doesn't hurt at all if you're comparing it with waxing. It's
Okay.
more like it feels like a rubber band is like slapping against your skin.
Yeah,
If you've
this
ever
felt like,
gotten slapped by a rubber band, it's like that, but like a ton of them.
this
Like
did not
sm-
feel like that.
like-
This
like-
felt
like
like a
a-
lot of miniature Spartan men with spears that
Yeah.
are just stabbing
Like
you
that,
in the
like-
vagine.
Like that, but
That's
a lot,
perfect.
like tiny ones,
Okay.
but like way more than that. Like if somebody was
Okay.
like slapping you with a rubber band, like I don't know how do you describe that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waxing feels like someone slapping you with a brick.
No, waxing
It's
is
terrible.
more painful. Waxing is way more
It's
painful
so
than laser.
bad. It's not
Yeah.
good. It's really bad. It's
Plus,
really
like,
bad.
it's less brutal. Like, I remember getting my legs waxed and being like, bah, you know? It's more like you're in a spa and they're like, okay, I'm gonna do this little piece, okay? Like, they put a little gel and it's like peaceful. I don't know.
That sounds
But
like
I
an
did get waxed at
experience.
like a hair salon in Colombia with like people outside screaming. So maybe it's a little
Wait,
different
wait,
experience.
sorry. What do you mean?
What? Why were they screaming?
Oh, because it was Colombia. It was like some ghetto place. My mom brought me to get my legs waxed. When I wanted to shave my legs when I was like 10, my mom was like, "No, we're getting you waxed." And I was like,
I thought
"Okay."
she meant when she was going to get lasered. I thought there was people in the laser thing screaming, and I'm like, "Why are you okay with this?"
No, that was me. I was the person screaming. They actually sent a bunch of ladies that were like, "You can't scream. Like, we have patients upstairs because it's like a medical spa." Yeah,
Wow.
but I did scream one time.
Do you have no?
Was it the
tolerance?
butthole when you screamed?
What?
Was it the butthole when you screamed? Were they doing your butthole? Okay.
Yeah, like my armpit wasn't that bad. My legs weren't that bad, but the butt.
What did you ask?
Like
Kat?
it's like they're fire in your ass, like they're burning it.
You're lasering it. They're homelandering your ass, literally.
They kind of are burning it though, aren't they?
You know?
It's like burning heat. Like, yeah, that's painful.
Ouch.
But it was really worth it. Honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy I did it.
Have you ever got anything pierced?
Yeah, my nose,
I've
my ears. I had like my whole ears pierced, like 1, 2, 3, and then 4 on both of them.
Yeah, they got
You took them all
infected.
out?
No, I took them out.
Okay.
I don't like jewelry anymore.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I've
joking.
never liked.
Oh, maybe. Oh no, you
Like
don't
to be
even have
free.
Over. Yeah. Well,
I
you
just don't like
usually
underwear.
Do you usually wear over the head headphones? Like when you game, you do, right?
Mhm.
Overhead. Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Because it probably stabs, right?
Oh, but I also don't like bracelets or necklaces, and I
Yeah.
don't
Oh, really?
like
Yeah.
maybe
I'm
I'll
saying.
wear a ring. That's like the most I'll
Mhm.
ever.
The only
wear.
necklaces I wear are chokers because I don't like things that dangle. Like I don't want to
like
not
chokers.
feel it.
I am the same way. I just don't like feeling things moving. Like
Yeah.
it just I can feel
That's
them
why.
all the time.
That's why
I
I
don't
feel
care.
like
Distracting.
clothes is the same way. It either has to be super baggy so it doesn't touch my body, or super tight so that it can't move. For me, if it's like a normal cut T-shirt where it's like it's kind of baggy, but I also can feel it when I move and stuff, it really triggers me.
I'm like that with what's it called? Like the tags of clothes. I cut them all.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to
Feeling
do that
them.
too,
Oh
yeah.
my god, it triggers me a lot.
Some of them are bad though. Some of them are super itchy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do they? Have you seen the ones that are like plastic? Have you ever had a tag that is like
Plastic?
No.
I don't think
Okay,
so. No,
like
yeah.
I think it's Victoria's Secret. No, it's Garage. I think it is. And they
No,
do like
I'm
they
literally
do
wearing
they do all
Garage.
these things where they it's to hang the shirts, and they have these like
Oh,
the
the
little
thingies. Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
at
Okay,
the
yeah, they have
end
those.
it's like it's plastic.
Yeah,
And so I
Yeah,
cut them, but I
yeah,
can
yeah.
still feel the plastic like rubbing against me. It's awful.
Yeah, I don't
came up
understand,
with
like-
these things.
Like most of the time when they have those plastic loops, it's like they just fall off the hanger anyways. It's like you know, so it's
I
like
don't see
why?
the point. I don't see the point for those.
Yeah,
It's kind of ridiculous.
yeah.
Have you guys? Okay. Have you guys ever? Again, just like this is just coming out of nowhere. Have you guys ever bought a product like online or anything? So like a Groupon or like I don't know, like an object or something that you bought online that it looked like something online, and then when you got the product, it was totally different.
Oh yeah, like everything I buy online.
Wait, really?
I've had such bad experience with Amazon, honestly.
Wait, really? Why?
Especially with clothing. I don't know.
I've never bought clothes off Amazon. So Ivy.
like clothing on Amazon is like I think maybe 50% of the things that I've gotten, like clothing wise on Amazon, have actually been what was supposed to be. I think what they do is they take a picture on like Instagram of something that looks a certain way, and then they try to make it.
Okay,
Right.
Make
fair.
them a picture, and then they post the picture to tell you that's what you bought. Like, let's say that I take a picture of you right now, and I go grab like some white cloth, and I try to sew it. So that
yeah.
and then I put your picture, and they're like, buy this shirt, and then I send them what I just made. Okay, it's never good. I have like shorts that were supposed to be a certain way.
Really?
I buy
Nothing
clothes
like
on
it.
Amazon like 90% of my wardrobe, but I just don't buy it if it doesn't have good reviews. Like if it has no reviews or bad reviews, I just don't buy it. I always,
True.
I always look
I
for
definitely
ones that
read
have a
reviews too.
picture.
No, I'm
I
the
made
same
the
way,
mistake
but
years ago where like when Wish first came out, and I bought this dress off Wish.
Oh, I've
And
heard so much of Wish.
I've never used Wish.
Bitch, it was terrible. So it was
Nightmares.
literally this like beautiful, like the picture, exactly what Alinity said, like to a T, this beautiful like royal blue gown that was supposed to be like a full ass gown, like from top all the way to floor with like a little train and stuff. And it was like $37. So it wasn't super expensive, but it also wasn't like $5.
Yeah,
so
but you were expecting to get a gown
Oh,
for $30.
yeah. I don't know what I was expecting. Okay, it was my first Wish experience.
Yeah.
And first of all, I waited 3 months to get it. Okay, and it finally came, and it came in like a package literally this big, like this small. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like vacuum sealed. I don't know. And I opened it, and it was horrific. It was vile. It was putrid. Like, first of all, it smelled strange. Like, it smelled like burnt plastic. Second of all, it was made, you want to know the material it was made of? It was made of the same material that you would get like a costume, like spandexy, like Mrs. Incredible costume.
Oh,
thing.
no.
Yeah. But like from Walmart.
Oh, no.
And it was made out of that. So it was this weird stretchy material, but then it had long sleeves. And then the train wasn't at the proper position. So it was like a little bit too high. So the rest of the dress, like my ankles were like here, and this is my foot, right? The dress ended up here, and then it just had this weird train thing that like went like this and then down. It was the worst thing. I couldn't
pretty
even.
bad.
Yeah, it was so bad. I've never gotten anything off there ever again. It was so bad. And honestly, the dress was like wonderful. The dress was like, she's right. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, because it was like a royal blue wedding dress, basically, with like lace, and like it was so nice and sparkly and
Like
cool.
it should be probably at least $200.
Yeah. No, like $2,000. Like it was so nice, and I'm like, wow, you can get this for $37.
I would never buy.
steal.
So I think the most expensive thing probably my jacket. I have a really expensive jacket, but I do live in Canada, so I need to
Same.
you know.
Okay.
Like I
fair.
need a Canada Goose jacket. Like I have a
Fair.
Canada Goose jacket. It's probably the most expensive thing I have.
Fair. I definitely did not spend that much, but my jacket's pretty expensive too. But I think you need shit like that in Canada.
Yeah.
Like you want to use it again. You don't want to just do one season.
No, and like I take my dogs out for walks and like
So-
at -40, -50.
Yeah.
Like I need it. I absolutely.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the fuck? In my poll, 69% of people say they've never been scammed by clothes online.
Nice.
That's a
69%.
lot. 69%.
But it has never been.
Have never
not
been
by
scammed.
clothes,
Never
but
been
like, what about by
scammed.
anything?
Yeah, but they're guys. Like they're.
Maybe.
But guys still buy stuff from online.
Yeah,
like,
but
even during
I
this
don't
quarantine
know.
period, my one guy friend was like, "Oh yeah, guess what I'm buying? I bought like this dumbbell set, because like obviously all the gyms are closed and stuff because of Corona." And he's like, "I bought this like really cool like dumbbell set, and it's like comes with some plates and stuff and a big bar." And he showed me the site, and I'm like, "This is a fake site." He's like, no, it's real, like blah blah blah. I'm like, "Where's the reviews? Where's everything?" It was like some weird Shopify. And he's like, "No, it's perfect. Trust me. I got it for such a good deal, only $100." And he thought he was gonna get all these dumbbells, like the entire barbell as well. I'm like, "This is not real." And then like a month later, he's like, "It never came." I'm like, "Because it's not real. Like it's a scam."
Yikes.
Yeah. So he was so sad about it because he was really excited because of quarantine, right? Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the only thing that I've ever gotten scammed is clothing, to be honest.
I also
Like,
got scammed too by a contact place.
Oh, yeah, I did too. It's like I
Oh.
ordered from them. And it's weird
Yeah.
because I had ordered in the past from them. But then one of the times they just decided to close the company entirely without even refunding anything. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I got contacts
weird.
once from I think it was Pink Paradise, and they were
Oh.
pretty good.
I heard good things about that place, actually. I
Yeah.
was literally talking about that place yesterday with one of my friends. I heard they were good.
Yeah, I had a good experience with them when I had them, but it was many years ago, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I've gotten scammed by anything else online. I mean, I get the emails, obviously, I get all
Oh
the
my
time,
God,
which
I
I like.
know
I get
what?
so many
I
fake
got such a
PayPal
bad
ones.
scam. Okay, I had.
But I've never
oh
fallen
my
for it,
god!
obviously.
I bought this coffee table. It was supposed to be like real wood. It was $700. I was like, "There's no way this isn't real." Had really good reviews. It was all perfect. It looked
God,
amazing.
that's a
It was on
lot.
Amazon. I read every review, and it was made out of like cardboard. I swear, it was so
Oh.
bad. It fell apart. It fell apart in like
Oh, it's
2
like
months.
the
You
fake
didn't-
wood
You
that's
didn't
like peels off.
return it?
They wood, but it wasn't like the good fake wood. It was like really bad fake wood.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Good fake wood.
and it was just so big, and I don't know. I had to build it, and
But you didn't write anything back to them and be like, "Yo, what the fuck? What is this fake
no,
wood?"
I didn't. I just took it as like a loss. I was just like, whatever, never buying.
Have you ever
anything
had that where it's like
expensive on Amazon.
a furniture piece where it's like it's fake wood and it's like it just eventually it like peels off like in a strip comes away from the thing? Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
like that.
it was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the top layer just comes off.
Yeah, and it's like this
And
thin.
okay, I know you're talking about that cardboard where it's like kind of fuzzy underneath. You know what I'm talking about? It's like
Flaky.
Yeah. No, it's like kind of like weird and like hairy almost. I don't know how to explain it better.
They just like shave wood and then they like glue the shavings, so it's like glue shavings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just looks like shit.
Kind of like
shavings.
like a
I know
cheap
exactly what you're talking
bookcase
about.
type of thing where it's like the back panel.
It was bad.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst thing I've gotten scammed with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh my god, I got a
like...
call the other day. So they called me. I got a call on the phone, obviously, and they were like, "Hey, this is Canada, like CRA Canada. We want to speak with," and they knew my name, like my whole name, and I was like, "Hi, yeah, I think this is a scam because I don't think CRA calls to your phone." And he was like, "Okay, have a good day." And I feel like, dude, if I didn't watch Kid Boga like all day and was aware of scams so much, I would have fallen for it. I totally would.
Yeah. Oh, it's yikes.
They probably get a lot of people with that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they don't call. Someone says they work for the CRA, they don't call you.
What are you doing?
Oh, no. God. Okay. Did we hit no, two more subset chat topic.
I was just trying to see, like, is my camera just dirty? But because like here, I feel like it looks more focused, and then here it looks less focused. No,
it looks the same scuffed amount to me.
It's pretty blurry.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so blurry.
Kat, have you tried using virtual cam from your OBS or no? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm not using virtual cam.
What camera do you have?
I just have a Logitech. Hold on. Original.
Does it have autofocus on?
I tried to wait.
What about the sharpness? This is turning.
Enable HD? Oh, that's what was wrong.
No, it still looks bad.
It does? It looks
I
way
don't
better on
want to ruin
mine.
your happiness, but
it might be the zoom.
It might be zoom.
I think
on
it's
mine it looks
zoom.
good. Wait, that's
on
good
my
now.
screen, but I think on her stream looks better than it looks on my screen, so I think it's zoom.
Yeah, because I'm using my camera. See the difference? Comparing them on my stream right now. Sorry, let me cover your face for a second just to show. This is like my
your
OBS
camera
overlay
on stream looks better. Oh
versus
yeah,
I don't
how
know.
it looks in Zoom. The one underneath is Zoom. That's why I don't.
Oh,
okay.
Even for me, like your
HD.
camera on Zoom looks better than worse than those two.
Oh really?
Because I'm using.
But you're closer to me than
virtual
she
cam.
is, I think. Because you're in Canada.
Yeah, but what is the server of the Zoom that we're connecting to? We're probably connecting to some
I don't know.
American server, so it goes all the way there.
That's
and then
true.
So it's even worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit's what? Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks better now. Yeah, you guys are right. Okay.
Like it's not a zoomed in. It's what you wanted, right?
Do you want it to be more zoomed in? I can zoom in for
you're
you.
fine. Whatever you want. Whatever you like.
What would you like, my queen? I'm simping.
I would like
simping,
you to
Amouranth.
be zoomed in so much I can see all of your pores and your pimples.
Okay, ready?
And then
Oh,
perfect. Too bad your
it's not going any more than
That's
this.
fine. You can zoom back out. It's fine.
Okay,
I wanna
because I don't
see
want to
your
sit
nose
like this
hairs.
anymore. It's not.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Enable HD.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you got it. There you go.
Okay, that's good. I feel like that's good enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's how you properly simp, guys.
Yeah,
Anyways.
learn from the best.
There you go. Oh, we hit the next chat goal. Okay, chat topic.
Ooh.
Do you see any that you like in the Discord? They're like.
I
have
thought
their
that
own
was literally
section.
the question, and I was like, this is the worst question I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
What do you
no.
mean? Do you like the Discord
No,
style?
no.
Like what?
Do you like
doing
the
this?
Discord? Yes.
Let's see.
Or you can have like
Your
if you see
special
one from
hidden
chat.
talent or skill.
Oh yes.
Talk
Tell
about
us.
that.
Tell us. Chat.
No. I want to hear your guys.
Okay. Chat already knows mine.
Mine is boring.
Mine's armpit
Yours is-
farting. It's my hidden skill.
Yours is arm. I think we've talked about
We
this
have.
before.
Yeah, that's why I'm
We
like,
have.
let me hear
What
yours.
about cat?
I can do this. Wait. Okay, ready?
Oh yeah, we've done this before, and I
Yeah,
can
but-
lick my elbow. Yeah.
Wait, can you actually? Wait, I don't remember this.
Yeah, yeah, I don't remember this either.
Oh, maybe I had a different skill last time.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can lick my.
I can play
elbow.
piano too, but I feel like it's not hidden.
Dang.
I can lick them both. I think.
There you go.
Wait a second.
You've been spending too much time with your cats. You can just...
Wait.
You're just gonna
Oh
get.
my
You're just gonna get. No, I don't think it's. No, don't try it. You might get hurt.
I'm getting injured.
Don't.
My shoulder.
Don't sue me. Don't sue
Don't
me.
get hurt.
Oh
Don't
my
do
God, my
this.
shoulder.
Guys, don't try at home. Oh my
Okay,
god.
yeah, don't do this at home, guys.
Did you
It doesn't
actually
work.
hurt yourself?
No, I'm okay now.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
actually
I can play.
worried.
I can do that. I can play piano.
That's awesome.
What else can I do?
I'm like the most musically challenged person on the whole planet.
I can draw
I
too.
love
I can
singing for my
paint.
stream, and it's so bad.
Can you sing me a song?
No,
That's not
I
DMCA.
don't want Amouranth to lose all her viewers. I only do it on my stream because
Her
I don't
cat
care.
will come and attack her if she sings. It's okay. Let's...
Yeah, that's true. I don't want my cat to come attack me.
Wait, your cat attacks you when you sing?
One
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Not this one. He will run away. There's one of my cats. I think it's
Yeah.
because I my theory is that I sound like a cat on heat when I sing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
probably.
why?
You know what I
Because you're like,
mean?
wait, what does the cat and he sound like? Like,
Exactly, yes. There you go.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, got it. That's you singing?
Yeah.
I feel like I sound like a dying goat if I actually try to sing because like my voice is all fucked up. So I feel like it goes like, or maybe like
that's
an AK-47.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Oh, that's just cute. Do it again. That's almost like a dolphin. Just make it higher.
but like it's a sheep or a goat.
It sounds like a goat or sheep
Yeah.
or a dolphin. Like a mix. Like if a goat and a dolphin had a kid.
Yeah,
That's you.
it'd be me. Yeah.
I can't
I like
make
that.
that sound.
That's cute.
But I can make a Wookiee sound. Do you like?
Oh,
I can do that one.
God.
how do I do it?
It's a vibrate your throat.
Vibrate. How does one vibrate their own throat? That doesn't make it. Those are the worst instructions ever.
I don't know how to explain this. You just do it.
Are you sure you didn't like stuck something that vibrates in there?
No.
Because I don't think I can do that.
I don't know how to explain it. You just do the thing.
No. What kind of sound? How do I do this? Do I move my tongue weird? La, 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 la.
No, I think it's in the throat.
Okay. Okay. This is not working out at all.
You know how like you hawk a loogie? It's like the same region, but instead of the roof of your mouth kind of makes that, you do lower. You know what I mean? Like you have to.
I think you're just weird.
I think you're just doing this. But then you are
But then you open your throat more.
But your mouth is doing this. Okay. Well, I think that's why it's your hidden talent and not
There
mine.
you go.
Dang.
That's why you can't lick your elbow either, because that's my talent.
Nope, can't do
Okay.
it. I'm not gonna
No,
try.
don't try. Don't try. Don't
I'm not
try.
gonna
I can.
try.
No, you're gonna hurt
Oh,
yourself.
you can't even see.
My arms are too long. Alinity's arms are just short enough to happen to reach it with her flexible
No,
It's not because I'm a long
joyous.
boy.
It's like putting your arm back like this, though. It's like doing
Yeah.
that.
Okay, wait.
Her arms are the
No,
right
like you
length.
guys are doing that. It's doing that, like pulling it back, like pulling your shoulder in.
Okay,
No, my
I'm too
arm is
long for
literally
that.
just too long.
I'm too long. I'm a long boy.
I am pretty short.
Yeah, I'm too long. I think my bones are too long.
No, but you're literally doing this though. Like you
I
gotta
saw the
do
way
it.
you did it like this. Okay, well.
It just looks like it looks really creepy.
What if I?
But I'll do it again.
Okay, no, I'm done. No, you know what?
It's
You
just,
just
it's
adjust your
actually
shoulder?
her tongue. Her tongue is extra long.
I can't lick my nose though.
Oh my god, that I can do.
That's your
Make a
hidden.
really
That's your
dumb
hidden
face.
skill.
Like I can take my tongue out really far down, but not up. Like I can do that,
Yeah.
but I can do like
Yeah,
I don't know how
I'm
you
the
do it.
same. I can't do it either.
I have a really long tongue though. It's like kind of reptilian and scary.
Do it. Show us.
Can't reach it.
Okay, hold on. I just had chips, so like let me make sure the coast is clear. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have a really long tongue.
Go,
I know.
touch your nose again though.
Okay, but I have to like unlock. Okay.
Oh wow, she can.
Hog.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah, I have a really long
How,
tongue.
how did you unlock? Have you been able to since you were a kid, or did you have to just to work on it? Was it like a natural
Like,
skill?
do you
or
mean
did
have I
practice?
have I practiced for hours in
Yeah.
my room trying to lick my own nose? Because yes.
Oh, you know what I
She
can do? You know
stretched
what I
it.
can do? Okay, I can do this. Hold on.
What
Oh,
the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, you're a pretzel woman! She's
There
a
you
pretzel
go.
woman!
That's cute.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try that
Wow.
one.
No,
Not even gonna
no.
try that one at all. That one's. I don't have
No,
any
no.
other cool things. Do you guys have that weird thumb that goes like this?
No.
Mine doesn't do that. Mine's just normal. Some people have those
Like what?
the weird thumbs that they're like double jointed and it comes out here and it looks like this.
Oh god. No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're the weird thumb. Okay, never mind. You guys don't have it. You're normal.
No.
I don't have
You
weird
have
thumbs.
normal
Okay. Thank God.
Chat says this is
Or
what
like the
happens
ones-
at girls'
wait.
slumber parties.
When you do
True.
this, like,
What?
you know the thumbs that bend all the way back? Have you ever seen that?
Oh, it's like this.
No, not that.
Oh,
Like
like
this,
all the
when
way?
they press,
What
like
the
this first
fuck?
digit goes back.
How are
Why?
you doing this? What the?
No, not
what
that.
The,
No,
what
you're
the
going the
fuck?
wrong
Like
way,
this?
Emma. It's this way.
And then
What the fuck?
No,
I can't do it all the way, but
no,
can
that
do
way's
it
hard.
forward.
I can't do that way. That's weird.
yeah, I can do back like all the way here, but I think I broke that thumb though. Yeah, I broke that thumb. I can with this
Just
one. too.
now?
How did you break your thumb?
I fell.
Oh.
Yeah. I was playing and I fell and I like fell on my hand and just went like right on it and I
Oh
broke
no! That sounds so
Yeah.
painful.
How many bones have you broken?
Oh my
I've
god.
broken a lot of things.
No.
Wait, really?
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, I'm a very clumsy person.
I've never broken
Like, what else?
anything, and it's like a big fear of mine.
I broke
Same.
my arm.
Wait, what's your best breakage story?
Well, when I
She
broke
has so
like, my
many.
whole arm, probably.
Okay.
I just rolled down the stairs
Mm.
when I was like 5 or 6, around
For
that
fun
age.
or an accident?
On accident. I was wearing like flip flops and I was running down the stairs.
Oh,
and the stairs were like
ooh.
L-shaped stairs.
Ah.
So I hit against the stair here and then down. I broke like my arm here, then here, and then my clavicle. So I had like a whole
Oh.
cast that was like the whole arm.
Oh
It
god.
was awful.
How long did you have the cast on for?
Oh, I don't remember. I was very young, probably for a long time. Yeah, that was the worst. Then I broke my, it's kind of weird, both my right foot toe and then my thumb on my right hand, and that's all.
Oh my god.
Have you gotten stitches?
Yeah. Oh my god, I have a good story about this scar. Hold on, I'll show the scar first. Let me see if my leggings go all the way up here. Oh my god, I'm so white right now.
Yeah, you look like me.
Oh, I cannot see it.
I don't think
It's
I can
right
see.
here.
It's too far.
Right here. Anyway, I was probably like 8 years old, and I was playing at my friend's house, and they had one of those like little coffee tables that is just a block with like glass on top.
Mm-hmm.
And the glass was broken, and we were running, and I ran, and there was like a pointy broken edge in the glass, and it went right in there.
Oh.
Yeah. And there was a lot of blood, and it was just me and
Holy
my friend.
shit.
My parents weren't home. Her parents weren't home. I was 8 and she was like 12. And so she grabbed a bunch of toilet paper. There was a lot of blood. There's like blood running all my leg. And somehow she knew about like putting pressure on a wound. And she grabbed a bunch of toilet paper and like put a lot of pressure on the wound. It was huge. It was like,
Oh my god, she's 12. How did you know
big.
that?
It was like this big, and I could see like my tissues and stuff. Like,
Ugh.
Ew.
it was disgusting.
Ugh.
Don't
Yeah.
love that. Don't
And
love
we had
that
to
at
wait.
all.
We had to wait until like her mom got home for her to call my mom, and then luckily our neighbor on the like my other neighbor, he was a doctor, and so he stitched me like at home because we lived really far away from the city. So he stitched me at my house on my couch.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
hurt more? Your bone thing? Or like any of your bone breakage or that stitches at home?
I don't think the stitches were really painful because he didn't have a
Like a proper needle or whatever.
no
right?
no no he didn't have a like numbing anything to numb. He just did it just like that. Yeah.
I feel
It
like
was-
I
it
didn't
was
get-
really bad. That hurt more than breaking anything. And it was very traumatic. Yeah. It was yikes.
Gosh.
What about you, Ammo? Have you ever gotten stitches before?
No, I've had staples in my head before, but not.
That's okay. How?
I was at my brother's birthday party, right? It was at our house, but it was his birthday party, and I was 4, and he should have known better, but he thought that swinging the baseball bat for the pinata to practice, he said, like a few feet behind me was a good idea for some reason. He didn't think that one through, and it hit me in the back of the head. Luckily not my face, because that could have like disfigured me for life. The back of my head, and I was really lucky since his birthday's in January. It was cold, and so I had a very thick jacket on with the hood up. It was like a
What was
padded
it that
jacket.
hit you?
Oh.
It was a metal baseball bat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and the head, like the scalp, has so many blood vessels, so it bleeds so much.
Yeah, it was bleeding all over the jacket. Yeah.
Oh god, it's so awful. My cousin hit herself in the pool, and she opened. It was just like this tiny size, and there was blood like all over her face. It was so scary.
Can you imagine my mom though, just like not being able to run out and do anything in time, and just witnessing this from the kitchen window? It's just like, that must be so terrifying. Like your
probably
son
knew what was
just
going to happen.
your son just
At
maybe
all.
killed your daughter, right? It's like
Whoops, oopsie.
Oops.
Casual Thursday. I got stitches before, so why was I way dumber than you guys? Like, what the fuck? So there was this one girl. Okay, I don't know if you guys ever had this, but do you guys ever have like a rival growing up? Or is my life just an anime?
No, I never
Okay.
had a rival.
So I had a rival growing up where she was my friend, but like we were frenemies, you know what I mean? So she would like piss me off a lot. But because we were young and she lived on the same street as me, like we always hung out. So we were hanging out this one time and there was a coffee table. I was really young. I was probably like 6 or something. And maybe like 5. I feel like 6 maybe is a little too old. And so we were playing around this coffee table and we made up this game that we would go around the coffee table and we were like jumping around the coffee table. And I guess it was like maybe like some sort of musical chairs or something. I don't know. But we were going like this on the coffee table. Okay. So we would jump and then go like this. Okay. And we would just be like, yay, around the coffee table.
That's
and
the
then she
recipe
hit
for
me, like
disaster.
she bumped me. So I got, okay, this, as it's coming out, I'm realizing that the story gets not good. So So she hit me, and then I got pissed off. So I went on top of one of the recliner chairs, and I tried to flying elbow her because I used to watch a lot of wrestling when I was really young. So I literally like got on top of the chair, and I like tried to like flying elbow her, but I missed because she moved. I slammed my chin on the fucking table, and my chin exploded, and like it was all you could see all inside, like the fat and shit inside. And my parents were like, yeah, my dad was like, we need to go to the hospital right now. Like, what's going on? And my mom was like, it's fine. Meanwhile, it's like exploding like Kill Bill blood everywhere. And I'm like, my bones are showing. Like, what's going on? And
oh my God.
My dad was like, you probably should have tried to flying elbow off of a fucking recliner into this girl's head. And I'm like, karma. So I had to get stitches.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine. That's traumatizing.
I'm kind of scared of you, to be honest.
I told you I have a really bad temper.
Yeah,
she was trying to cheat in the game that we made.
She like accidentally bumped into you.
No,
and
it was not an accident. She is my rival. She was my rival. Like if I was Naruto, she would be fucking Sasuke.
I feel like if I ever accidentally bump into you, you're gonna think I did it on purpose, and you're gonna beat the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah, like bicycle kick through the air, through a crowd of people. Like I'm gonna part the sea of people, like I'm fucking Moses, but then also Liu Kang, because I'm gonna be bicycle kicking in midair. And like you're small too, so I won't have to jump that high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure I have like
just joking.
Somebody to protect me.
I'm not gonna kick you. I'm not gonna bicycle kick you, obviously. No, but
you'd probably kill me if you did that. I don't even know what a bicycle kick is. I don't need to know.
Oh, it's like, okay, so it's from Mortal Kombat where one of the guys, he like jumps in midair. So like you're jumping and then you go like this. Like you're kicking both legs like a bicycle.
And then goes.
But it's like, but you're moving this way at the same time too. So it's like, so like your head is getting like hit a bunch of times. So I'm not actually going to do that to you.
Almost impossible.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that.
No, wait, what do you mean? I'm fast.
Kind of
and tall. I'm fast and tall. My legs are my superpower. They're long.
Oh, I see. I can probably kick you in the vagina really well then. I have like really thick legs. I can probably just go like, get you nice kick in the vag.
True.
Oh my God.
True. But you guys already knew that the first time that I had sex, it didn't even hurt. So like, try me, bish. Let's go, okay?
Yeah,
it's a black hole in there.
It hurt.
It's a fucking black hole. It is literally. Listen,
no, but
if you open up this area, it's gonna be like a black hole. It's gonna suck you in whole, okay? So try it. Try it, okay?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Kat, can you suck me in your black hole sometime?
Yeah, it has some gravitational pull, dude. Remember when I met you at TwitchCon? You thought I just met you because like, we were passing by, but it was because
the vagina.
In orbit of my vagina.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, got you.
Yeah, it was kind of,
That suction was strong.
You actually had no control of it. You were just like, whoa, what is this feeling? I'm like, hey, Emma.
I was like, something's approaching, or am I approaching? I don't know.
See? There you go. It really fucks people up, you know?
Damn.
Yeah, this is fun. I kind of like 3 people.
Me too.
3 people is fun.
It's cozy.
But I feel like I already have met Alinity too, and obviously I already know you, so I'm comfortable around you guys.
Yeah.
I just get, you know what, I get nervous on the podcast when there's someone who's like a good Andy, like they're too good.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, you won't be able to take my gravitational pull vagina. Come on.
I know. Can we even talk about like butt stuff or like?
I don't know. Like, what were we talking about earlier? Fucking getting your butt lasered?
Yeah.
Like, there was no way some angel Andy is going to accept that. No way. They don't even think they have buttholes.
Yeah,
That's the truth. Yeah.
I know.
That's just life.
Sometimes it surprises me, though. Occasionally, if I have, like, a really, like, notoriously wholesome girl on, sometimes she'll be open to talking about it, and I'm like, I never knew this side of you. This is the dark side. I like it.
No, I can't. I get scared. I feel like, you know how I feel? Okay, I feel like when you... Okay, obviously you're a streamer. You curse a lot too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you curse a lot. Speaking of cursing, I feel like I saw that denial request or whatever where the person was like, you do so many swears. I hate girls that swear. And you're like, fuck off or whatever. Yeah. Or you're like, I wonder what he would say if we said fuck off. Yeah, sometimes on those podcasts, I feel like I'm in... like with a lot of children or something where I have to be like super censored and I'm like, freezing up because I don't know how to talk like a normal person. All I know is how to talk about butt stuff. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, I like hats. Hats are cool. And I'm like, fuck, what do I say? What do I say? Say something wholesome, please.
Dude, that's how I am at like any social interaction ever, like at parties or like at conventions sometimes. If it's like someone's trying to talk to me for like more than just a, hey, can I get a picture? Or just start to be like, how do I interact? What can I say? What do they want? Do they care what I have to say? Like I get like really psyched out about that kind of stuff.
For me, it's the opposite. Like I'm super friendly and like really easygoing. And so people will always interpret it as like me flirting with them. So I've had so many like exchanges with people at conventions where I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? Like, yeah, we'll take a picture. And like, how are you doing? How are you enjoying the convention? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and I just start talking to them for a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, bye. And they're like, they follow me around. And I'm like, oh God, like, no, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's generally my problem.
People who are orbiters. Is that what it's called? Orbiters? No, not orbiter.
Stalkers.
It's like when people, no, they don't stalk, but they like overstay.
Oh,
they overstay. Linger when people linger. Yeah.
Oh, lingering.
Yeah, but like I understand that not everybody gets like social cues very well, so I try to be understanding, and I'm just direct. I'm just like, oh hey, like don't follow me around anymore. I'm just going this way, and like I always try to make it as like a joke, so I'm good at that. I'm good at like getting out of situations.
Yeah,
because I've been in a lot of them. I was telling my chat the other day about. I'm so sorry.
No, go. I was literally gonna
go about a situation that I had once. With like a group of people. I'm not gonna say who it was. But we were at like a really nice club in Las Vegas, and there's a person who was not having a lot of fun, and like I'm the kind of person that I like everybody to have fun. To the point where I recognize now that I'm a little annoying. Like if I don't see you having fun, I'm like, hey, come on, let's do something. Like, hey, you know, like like a little child.
I don't think that's annoying. I think you're a good host. Yeah.
Well, yeah, some people find it. Anyway, so this guy was like, oh yeah, like he wasn't having a good time, and he was just kind of like really shy, sitting in a corner, and I like came over and like told him like, hey, let's go dance, you know? And he's like, oh yeah, give me a second, like wait for me to, you know, like have a few drinks. And I was like, okay. And I was just like, you know, like have fun with everybody, just like kind of dancing and drinking way too much. And so he's like, hey, like I'm ready, let's go dance. And I was like, okay. And we get into it was very, very full because I can't say who was showing up because then yeah. Anyway, So it was very, very packed. And we get there in a pack of people, and this guy just gets behind me, and I had a skirt, and he starts like grinding against me and putting his hand, and I was just like, I gotta go to the bathroom, bye. And I just left and didn't talk to him again. It was really bad.
Oh God, yeah they interpret that.
Yeah, it was just like, no, I was just trying to be friendly. Hello? Like I just wanted you to have a good time, but not like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like some people, like it's really hard to tell because sometimes when they're shy and they're not being standoffish, sometimes they just are afraid to socialize. Other times they're not having a good time because they have like ulterior motives, like they want something. So it's like, and then to him, he was probably like, oh yeah, now she finally, like at least if there are multiple girls, one of these girls are down. Yeah, finally. He's like,
I haven't really experienced anything like that very recently, you know? Well, obviously Corona, but like even before that, I feel like I haven't really, you know?
It's happened to me a few times, to be honest. Just because I'm very friendly.
What's the weirdest thing like someone that you've met has said to you ever? So like not DMs oriented, like maybe at a convention or like maybe at an old like job or just like threw you off. It doesn't have to be like, hey, like show me your left tit only, like some weird shit like that. Like it could just be something like just something that made you maybe uncomfortable or be like, what the fuck, you're a freak. Like
honestly, not anything like on the top of my mind.
What about you, Emma?
Everybody that meets me, like the first thing people say is
in person,
oh my God, you're so
really
much
nice.
Smaller in real life.
I get that too.
Oh God, literally everyone that meets me in person.
Yep.
I think I said that to you, Emma. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
How tall are you?
I'm like almost 5'4".
She's
I'm
small.
5'2".
Yeah, you guys are both small. I'm almost 5'8", so I'm like, hey
Amazon
guys, what's up? I'm super tall.
Amazon warrior over here.
Especially like when I go to Europe. Like everybody's so tall in Europe. Like
Really?
what do they feed people? Yeah, like everyone is like Swedish or like German, like the Netherlands. I go to the Netherlands a lot, and everybody there is really tall.
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
Super tall.
so did you guys have a job before Twitch at all? Like, did you ever work
Yeah,
a
I think
normie
we
job?
talked about this before.
Did you?
I know you and your princess stuff. Yeah.
Oh yes, princess. Yeah. I knew that. That's not really normie. I wouldn't consider that a normie job. Like
I had
have you ever
normie
worked
jobs. I had a lot of normie jobs.
Have you ever worked in like retail and stuff?
No, I've never done retail. I did like I worked as a secretary in a immigration office. It was like a private immigration office.
That's not that fun.
And because of that, I got into interpreting. So I worked as an interpreter for the city for a little while.
Oh,
that's
cool.
It was really fun.
Oh, the interpreting
like,
sounds cool. Yeah, you get to talk to lots of people.
Well, and I got really lucky because generally for like interpreting jobs, you actually need like to go to school for it.
Yeah.
Because I live in Saskatoon and they couldn't find anybody that spoke Spanish, like they had to take me. And so I was actually like interpreting at court and like it was
you probably
scary.
could charge really good rates too,
yeah,
especially if you're in an area
it
that
was
like
for the city. It was for the city.
Okay.
So they paid me like $40 an hour. It was really nice.
But you were young too, right?
Yeah, it was like around the time that I started streaming. So it was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I was going to school. I was in college when I started doing that. And I was streaming and interpreting at the same time.
Hustle.
And I just had to stop because I was like, I'm just gonna stream.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah, it was too much. And like interpreting is very mentally exhausting. Like
yeah,
it's like high alert kind of like streaming, honestly. In that sense of like you have to be on and paying attention all the time. You can't just like relax for a second.
Yeah, days off or anything. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially if you're doing like court case stuff. That's
yeah. You have to pay attention and like keep thinking like all the time. And yeah. So it was a lot, and they would always call me and like give me like deals whenever, because it was contract work, so it wasn't like, you know, it would just be like they'd call me and be like, we want you to do this week on like Monday and Wednesday and Thursday and like from this time to this time, and I was like, it doesn't work with my schedule.
Yeah,
you know, so I had to stop. But before that, I worked as a babysitter, like as a nanny for like 5 years. Like I just took any job that I got. Because like when I first came to Canada, I had like no education history like in Canada, no work history in Canada. I didn't know anybody here. So it was like super hard for me to get a job. So I would just like, whenever there was work, I would do it. I was like, yeah, I'll go. Like whatever time. If I
just to get you out, yeah.
Yeah, like I would just do anything I could. Like so I did like interpreting, babysitting, and full-time school at the same time.
What ages did you babysit?
Oh my god! So the boy was 6 months old when I started.
Aww.
Oh, baby.
And the girl was 3.
Babies, yeah, like little babies.
They were so little. I'm in touch with them. They invite me every year to their like art. The girl has like this art like presentation thing she does, and they invite me every year, and so I get to see them every year. Yeah, I know, they're like my babies. You know,
That's
like
cute.
I took care of them, and like I would put the boy to sleep, and it was just like such a, I don't know. It was a very bonding experience, but he doesn't remember me very much.
Well, obviously,
the girl remembers me, but the boy doesn't remember me very much. But yeah, I love children. Like I think if like I ever stopped streaming, I would probably like look into becoming. I would like to become a nanny, honestly. Like even if it doesn't pay well, like I don't care. I just get so much from like being around children. Just like I love talking to them and hearing what they have to say. And it really upsets me when I see like a parent interacting with a child and being like, oh yeah, and like dismissing all the amazing things that they have to say. You know,
yeah, that's kind of
like,
sad.
It really triggers me. Yeah.
That's kind of what I felt like from princess parties too. It's like you get the highlights of the kids. You get to talk to them. You get to hear their creativity. You get to like do creative activities with them, like coloring or crafts or whatever. You get to read them stories. It's like all the highlights of having a kid and celebrating with them. But because you're not their parent, they actually behave for you, and you go home and you get paid.
True.
It's pretty cool.
It's really fun because like you get to enjoy
like,
kids
I don't want my
without
own
having
kids,
to have
but
them.
I'd be I don't want my own kids, but I'd be totally cool being like an au pair. I'd love that.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't pay well. I don't care. I don't want like riches or anything like that. I just want to be happy every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that would fill my life so much.
Yeah, I find that like ages like 4 to 6 are like the golden ages for watching kids or like interacting with them.
Why?
It's like they're not whiny anymore. They're not like throwing tantrums, but they aren't old enough to like lose the childhood spark. They're not trying to be adults. They're not trying to be preteens. They're still in like the make believe, let's have fun. I'm a kid, let's do stuff mindset.
What do you think the worst age is?
12, by the way, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, probably
12?
11 and up.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, like
that's when they're like
teenagers.
getting like angsty and like they think they know everything and they're like they talk back and shit. Get out of my face. I have no time for you.
Well, like I was such a like awful teenager. Like I was the worst. So I that's why I don't want to have kids of my own.
Wait, why were you bad?
I just like hated my parents. I was just like mean.
I was
like,
a recluse. I was like, I'm just gonna disappear into my room and play games.
Oh,
yeah, I went to my room a lot too. I was very like room oriented, but same. I feel like I talked back and did I really talk back? No, I feel like I just hated my parents as well.
I just got in fights with my mom all day though, but it was just me and her. Like my dad wasn't there, and my mom treated me like an equal. She didn't treat me like a parent. Like she wanted to be like my best friend.
Okay.
So we just get in like screaming matches with each other when she was supposed to be the adult. And so like I think I just always pushed her limits, kind of wanting for her to act like a parent. I don't know if that sounds weird.
No, I feel like because you didn't respect her because she treated you like an equal, right? And she was supposed to be kind of like an authority figure almost.
Yeah, she wasn't an authority for me.
Interesting.
Like she was just your homie. So you're like, you can talk shit to your homie because you guys are same level.
Yeah. And like I think like it was weird because at the time I didn't realize that because I was too young to realize why I was doing the things I was doing. But like my friends, whenever we'd go out, their parents would like, where are you going? And who is going with you? And like tell me everything about what's going on. And my mom was just like, oh yeah, take keys because I don't want to wake up when you come home. Like I just felt like she didn't care.
Aww.
That was probably not the case, you know? She just trusted me too much.
She trusted you that you'd make wise decisions. So she didn't feel like she needed to micromanage you.
Yeah.
But like kid Alinity, it was like, please do it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a hard balance.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a hard balance, to have between over strict and like too liberal to where your kids think you don't care.
I think if you have like two like parent figures, then you can have that balance. You know, of like one being the most strict and one being like the relaxed, but like it was just me and her. So it was just it was challenging, I guess.
Yeah, you'd have to, I guess the way that you do it would be like, text me when you get there, but like not like say you can't go somewhere, so that they know that you care about their safety, but you're also willing to trust them. But like,
my friends, like my friends' parents were so strict. Like so strict.
How?
Oh my God, I had a friend that her parents would like never let her go anywhere. They'd have to know like exactly where they heard she was going. And they would have to like drive her there. They would never let her go in a car with anybody was driving. And if she wanted to go somewhere else, she would have to call her parents to get her there. And there were
like she couldn't
people,
go with like, oh damn,
yeah. And there were certain people that they would just not let her hang out around. But we had friends that got like a friend that got like pregnant when we were like 14. So I can see why they were afraid of her, you know, getting in some bad shit. But my mom didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't know that. I don't think she knew of that. But
exactly.
It was
like,
wild.
I feel like my
it
mom would
was
have been
wild.
the same, but I didn't necessarily tell her all the time. don't know. I was a pretty good kid. I don't think I really rebelled. I didn't go to parties. I didn't drink. I didn't try any drugs. I didn't like sleep with boys until I was already like 20, and then I started sneaking
Yeah, but you're an
off.
adult at 20.
Yeah,
I
so
had,
it's
I
like
had a boyfriend when I was 16, and my mom let him live with us.
Whoa.
Like, how did
crazy.
I not get pregnant? I don't know. It's like a miracle. It was really great at pulling
that's
out.
crazy.
Oh my god, Alinity.
Yeah.
When you're 16?
Yeah.
That's
He lived in the neighborhood, but my mom would let him stay over whenever he wanted. So he basically lived in our house.
wow.
It was so bad that I
weird.
got to the point where, like, his parents would give my mom money for, like, groceries because he was a 16-year-old and he ate a lot. And my mom was like, this guy eats too much, Natalia. He would, like, open the fridge and grab, like, the thing of milk, and he'd just go, like, glug, 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 glug.
His parents are
Boys
probably like,
so gross.
thank God. Here's some money, as long as we don't have to deal with him anymore.
Whoa.
Oh my god. It was a really good experience though for me. Like, I loved him and he loved me and he was my boyfriend. We were together for like 4 years. I thought I was gonna marry him. Yeah.
What changed? What did he do?
Well, I feel like she
Well,
probably
we
just
were
got
so
older.
young, right?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. Like, he was really, really smart. He graduated high school when he was 16 and he got immediately into medical school.
Mhm.
So we kind of like fell apart a bit. And even though I got into medical school like at 19, he was going to a different school. Like, he was going to the public school because it was really difficult to get into the public school because it was basically free and it was really good education. But I had to pay for private school because my grades weren't as good as his. And so there was a lot of like, I don't know, like, his school was different than mine and he had some friends and there was like rumors of him cheating on me. There was like, they were really close to each other. So there was a lot of like overlap of like gossip and what was going on. And they told him that I was cheating on him. And so I think that
They're trying to break
he
you
started
apart.
like talking to girls because he wanted to make me jealous. And it just started into this thing of like making each other jealous and just dumb stuff that you do when you're young.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that makes sense. But it's just like juvenile shit.
We're like
'cause you're-
really,
yeah,
we're
you're
good
just little.
friends. Like we still talk to each other because we have like all my childhood friends, like my teen friends are friends of his.
Yeah. Because you guys grew up
Like,
together.
Yeah, we grew up together. So like I
Yeah.
still talk to him and he's like really cool and like we get along pretty well. So yeah.
Aww.
But he
Have
was a
you
bit
ever-
of a dick. He has apologized a lot about being like
Yeah, but you're
a
so
dick
young
when
then,
we were
you
younger.
know?
And I'm
Yeah.
just like, we were so
Yeah.
young, dude. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, I feel like when you're like when you're under 25, you kind of have a pass later in life for being dumb. It's like, yeah, everyone's probably dumb, you know? If you're like, I'm sorry, it's like
I
understandable.
don't think it's about being dumb. I think it's like there's certain things in life you have to experience.
Right.
Like they always tell you like don't do this and don't do that and this is bad. But like you're not gonna not do it just because others tell you. You have to like experience and go through it and like deal with the consequences of those actions before you're like, okay, that was a bad idea. I probably shouldn't do that again.
Yeah. You just gotta learn. It's a learning process. Dang. What about
What's
you,
the-
Kat? What, now, tell us. Do you still talk to your exes?
I have to go pee. Oh no, my bladder. Oh no, I'm just joking. Well, I do have to go pee, but I'll tell you. Yeah, I talked to 2 of my exes. So I only like seriously dated 3 people.
How many exes do you have?
So like I've seriously dated 3 people, but like
Okay.
I've like seen people more than that.
Yeah. I'm kind of the
but, like,
same.
Yeah,
Around
considering
there.
like my actual boyfriend's 3. And I still talk to 2 out of the 3. The one that I don't talk to, he cheated on me. So I don't know. Go fuck yourself. But like that was so long ago,
I
right?
talked to all my exes.
Oh,
And I
interesting.
get
We
along with
talked
all
for
my
a bit, but,
exes.
like-
Holy shit.
Yeah, we talked for
Anyway.
a bit.
I feel like you still fuck them.
No. I'm laughing because we. Okay, so I'll just, no. I'll just tell you.
Sex with him.
No. He cheated on me, right? But then we had this really terrible sexual experience where he almost pooped on my face. And I released a YouTube video about it, and then he hated me after that.
Dude.
Wait, back up.
What?
What?
In your face?
What?
Hold on. We need like the story. You can't just like throw that on us.
No, you can watch it on the YouTube. I'm not telling that on Twitch.
Wait,
That's
it's
like
on YouTube?
Yeah, I put it on YouTube. I literally made a story time on YouTube.
Is it safe for Twitch or no? Can we watch it or no?
Does it involve like food fetishes?
Okay.
No, it's too long. It's too long to watch.
Oh, okay.
It's like, it's long.
God. Okay,
Yeah.
so
YouTube.com/CapFalco. Just saying, if you want to watch it, you can watch it there. But he cheated on me. So I was like, you can literally go fuck yourself. And then I released that and he was like, well, I hate you. And I'm like, I already hated you, bitch. Peace.
So every time you think about it, you just laugh at poop. You're like, this guy.
I have to see this now.
Yeah.
I think if I just read the comments, I can figure out. Sometimes I don't watch a video, I just read what people have to say about it.
It's a really old video.
Oh,
it's like not super popular or anything, but yeah, so that's my one that I don't talk to. And then my other two, like one I talk to both like very often, but I don't have sex with any of my exes. We're just friends. My one ex, we were like on and off, maybe like, I'm going to say like 5-ish years. We just like, we would date and then we would break up and then we would date again and then we would break up and then we date. But we haven't dated for like years now, maybe like 4 years. And then my previous ex-boyfriend, we broke up and like we ended on really good terms. It was like other shit was going on in my life that I was like, I can't have a boyfriend. It was nothing bad for like in our relationship. So we broke up and then we were like on really good terms. We were never on bad terms. We were just always on good terms. And then he like met someone else, whatever. And like, I totally like, go nuts. I don't care. Yeah.
I like your title for this video.
It's the truth.
Can you link it in the chat thingy? Can you
Do you
scan our
mind? Yes,
Discord?
yes,
Okay.
I can. Yeah.
I'll link it. I have it pulled up right now.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah. If you guys want to see it, there's the link, guys.
Horror sex story time. Poop on my face.
Question mark. Like, I'm telling you, I am a fucking chaos magnet, okay? Chaos is just fucking comes towards me all the time. And then I'm like, this would make for a good story. Let me tell it on YouTube, lol. And I already hated him, so go fuck.
Did he ask you before he tried, or what?
No, it was a shock, okay?
So
you have to watch the video. I have to pee.
I want to watch.
I just have a
Discuss
PC
amongst
on
yourselves.
Okay, so I don't know if I can't play it though because in chat will hear it. It's difficult.
Yeah, I'm not listening to it either. I have the CC on.
Oh, okay.
And I'm reading the CC.
Okay, let me try that. I don't know how accurate that is though. Oh, something about. Oh, okay. All right.
So she was like new into somewhere and. Something about school. He was around and he wasn't. I feel like she beats around the bush a lot.
This editing. What is this editing? These warped filters.
Oh my god, I have to pee so bad. Anyways, are you guys
edit
educated?
this video?
Yeah.
I love the pills.
Do you like it?
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It was an experience. It was definitely an experience. Not one that I signed up for in any way possible. But, you know, this is what happens in life.
Do you want to edit my YouTube videos? I'm loving these filters.
Oh my god, no, it takes me so fucking long to do shit.
It's funny.
I did a recent YouTube video. We already talked about that other one that I did.
Okay, I'll watch this video later because it's very confusing to have a conversation and then try and
sure.
things at the same time.
But yeah, I like edit all of my own videos. And recently I did an Among Us one and I tried to, oh god, it took so fucking long. I tried to close caption everything, but it's a conversation. I feel like you know who these people are, but Alinity, I don't know if you like Dean So Cool, Slicker, and like 4 other people all screaming on top of each other. And I had to like listen on top over and over again. And I'm like, okay, so Slicker's saying this. Okay. And then what's this? Fuck, this person's saying this. And I tried to like literally close caption the entire conversation because everyone's screaming on top of each other. You can barely hear like what anyone's saying. And I needed like, because the closed captioning on YouTube would definitely not get it. It took me like 3 days straight because I'm like, and at the end, man. I'm like, I can't.
You should get somebody to edit
any of my friends anymore. No, but I like editing my weird way.
You like it, yeah. Like you actually enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I think editing can be fun, but the captions suck for sure. Anytime you have to caption anything.
If I had like a magic power where I could like find more time in my day, I would probably edit, but I feel like it would take me forever.
Honestly, it takes so long. It takes so long. You posted this link and like
now it's all about the poop. Can you give us like you can give us like a PG version of it? No?
It's not as funny.
It's not as funny if I give you a PG. I just got to like okay. I got to like
it's not as funny. Like you have to have the whole version. You have to have the full version. It's just it's better that way.
Okay.
It makes more sense with like the little hand motions and stuff. That you can't do it here. You can't do it on
okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's just funnier.
I have had experience with my first boyfriend.
Ooh, tell.
You did?
Had sex experience.
Okay.
Well, it is 18 plus, so I think I can kind of talk about it, but I don't know how much. Okay, so we were very young, like we were like 16 or something, and he had just, I don't know if I can say it though.
Just use different words if you're scared.
About like, instead of doing it in the main port, doing it in the other port. Okay?
Oh!
And he was like really interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like butt stuff. And he was really interested in it, but I was like,
Chocolate
no, like, I don't really want to. Like, I don't feel like it, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he decided that it was a good way to, like, while we were in the middle of the act, to just stick it out in one place and just shove it right in the other.
Why are you doing the fist?
No.
And I just jumped off and I started crying. It was so painful.
No.
I was like traumatized.
And so that's when the next time you get a dildo and you do it to him. I still
probably am. Yeah, I think it traumatized me for life. It was so painful.
I mean, that doesn't sound enjoyable in any sense of the word, to be honest.
It was horrible.
It
was so freaking horrible.
Yeah, that's like rape
anybody
level,
listening to this, don't do that to your girlfriend.
Always get consent. How would you like it? Yeah. Like, how would you like it if she took a dildo and just shoved it up your ass without, like, warning or consent? Like, that's not going to be fun for anyone.
Yikes.
I just don't think like it works cute. Like that. I think there's things that need to be like,
you have to be
especially that
right?
needs to be like slowly adjusted in a way for that. I've heard. I don't know. I can imagine that it just doesn't really work like that.
Well, okay.
That's why they make butt plugs, right? To stretch you out? Is that what that does?
I don't know. I don't do that stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that not
I'm not a fan of the chocolate starfish.
I'm not either. But I think it's probably his fault.
Is that not what that's for? I thought that's what butt plugs are for. Now chat says no. No, yes. Okay. I don't know.
To train. So you gotta like train the chocolate fountain.
It's a muscle you have to stretch.
Yeah, you have to like learn how to relax it or something. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know how to do butt relaxing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't know how to do that. Should I know? Should I know how to do that? Like this, I don't know if this is a life skill that I was born with. Okay, guys, I'm just not aware.
No, like I've done a lot of reading about it. Okay, and there's people that enjoy it, and then there's people that don't. And if you don't feel like enjoying it, you don't have to feel like you should enjoy some. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's people that like it, and then there's people that don't.
That's
and
right.
You can be in one of the two groups.
Yeah,
I feel like I'd rather just like not do that and maybe just like go eat a pizza with someone, and that would just be that's enough for me. You know, let's just go eat a pizza instead of
Like if the pizza is really good, it doesn't need anything else, right?
Well, I just meant an actual. This was not supposed to be a metaphor. I just would much rather eat a pizza
it
than
wasn't a metaphor.
Okay, I just don't want to eat buttholes. I don't want anything to do with buttholes. All right, I'm just over them. I don't care. I don't want anything.
Anal does not have 2 L's. It's not for all. Okay.
It isn't.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah, no, it's not anal. That's for sure.
All, yeah, for nice. Oh, that I must read this. This is quite witty. She likes pizza, not tossing salad.
Oh.
Big brain chat. Big brained chat. Yeah.
That's right.
No, okay. The pizza was not supposed to be a sexual act. It's just pizza. It's a
I'll
regular
go have pizza with you,
The
Kat.
other one, and then the chocolate was the
Who
other
calls
one.
their vagina pizza?
You said something
supposed to
about
be a
sucking
taco.
me in with like a portal somewhere. Like
Yeah,
I can imagine like a pizza that is like so big, swirly, and just like gonna suck me, kind of with like teeth.
Okay, I was sold until the teeth. Pizza with teeth? Come on. You don't want a pre-eaten pizza. That's insane.
It's so really scary.
Well, you think that my fucking portal kitten down there is scary? Because it's not, okay?
Well,
it's welcoming.
Gonna suck me in. I mean, oh, that actually doesn't sound too bad. Okay.
Portal pizza sucking. Yep, that's it. That's the one.
All right.
When do we? November 15th. We coined that today, guys. So just a heads up. Don't take that. It's mine. Anyways,
Now you're gonna
what were we even talking about before this?
While this is relevant, Kat, now you need to make cat merch, and it needs to be your little portal kitten on your underwear eating pizza.
Okay, it sounds cute though. It sounds really cute.
That'll
Portal
be your
kitten,
merch.
like anyone
Portal
who doesn't
kitten
know what that is,
pizza
will be
underwear.
like, oh my god, it's so cute. Like, is it like a galactic kitty that has like a
Oh
galaxy?
my god, and they're gonna
print
wear
on
it and have no idea what it
And
means.
surprise, you're wearing my vagina on a shirt.
Well,
That's it. That's the one.
Yep.
Oh, bad experiences. Fuck, I feel like my entire life is a series of bad experiences, to be honest
Like
with you guys.
regarding to the sexy time?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, right? That was like the main topic.
I call it sexy time because in the Borat movie he calls it sexy time.
I had a bad sex experience, but it wasn't the sex. It wasn't the sex itself that was the bad experience.
Was the person sweating on you?
No. It was like it was, I guess, the first weekend of my lost my virginity, and I was like, it was my boyfriend at the time, and I was staying at his house or his apartment, whatever, and I was trying to like, stretch it out. So we were doing it like multiple times, trying to like, get used to it because it's not easy, and. I just left the contraceptive sponge in there because we were going to be doing it multiple times, and I left it in for too long, and I started getting the toxic shock syndrome where like you get all those like you feel like you're getting sick.
Yeah,
it's like it releases spermicide, so it's like a sponge that you shove all the way up the tube, and it releases spermicide so that in case there's any oopsies,
the oopsies get dealt with.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
It's not fun.
I've heard of it, but it seems terrifying.
It was okay. I didn't feel it at first.
What if it stays in there? How do you get it out?
No, that's what I'm saying. It got stuck. It got stuck, and it was making me have the toxic shock syndrome because
Which is apparently horrible.
It is
I've
horrible.
Heard of it.
Like you start feeling like you have a fever, you're shaky, you're achy and stuff. You feel very fatigued and faint, and like you feel like you're sick basically. And it starts coming on very fast and it just gets worse.
It's basically
really
like
quickly.
an infection.
Yeah,
it's like an infection.
And I couldn't get it out, and I was crying because it was like I wanted to get it out because I knew that's what it was.
Go to the doctor.
And no, I didn't go to the doctor because my parents didn't know I was having sex, and I still lived with my parents at the time.
Yeah, but you should go to the doctor.
And
if anybody's out there listening, you can go to the doctor. They're not gonna tell your parents.
You can. But at the time, I was like, I was doing my princess parties, right? So it was between parties, and I was like not having a good time because I was working that day. And so I had to get my boyfriend.
Sexy time in between parties, just as fucking Cinderella and or Snow White.
No, I was trying to get the sponge out in between. It was the sexy time was earlier, and then that day I was working, so I left it in from the sexy time. Not that kind of party. Not that kind of party. funny. But anyways, so I started feeling the symptoms of it between parties, and I was like, "This is bad. I have to go to a party in a little bit."
Cinderella and Snow
Yeah. And I was like,
Ariel. Okay?
I don't know. They all blurred together. And so my boyfriend was with me still because he was driving me to the parties. And he had to reach in there and pull out the sponge that I couldn't get it myself because it was stuck. And it was like the worst experience of my life.
Boyfriend went sponge fishing inside of Amouranth Kitten.
Kitten Portal.
Kitten Portal just sucked it up. And I didn't know where it went. It was gone.
I'm telling you, that happens. You guys didn't believe me.
I felt so much better though when he finally got it out. I was like, it was like instant relief. Like all the symptoms went away immediately.
To deal with that.
Yeah, it was awful.
So wait, did it hurt when it came? Like when he got it?
No, it's not like a physical hurt, but uncomfortable. Sure, because it's like it's hard to get in there because you have to find the loop, right, and then pull it out.
So I've honestly never even seen one before.
It's like
Google this.
It's like a circular sponge, and then at the bottom it has like a little strap loop.
Don't do that with your hand. Hands up, chat. Hands up.
Just get a bunch of pictures
Hands
of beauty blenders.
Okay. Yeah. Beauty blender. You like do your makeup and you're like, it's time for sex.
I don't know why I Google it and I see it now.
Yeah. And it got stuck, and it was an awful experience. Because it just, as long as it's in there, it just actively keeps releasing spermicide. So it's like chemicals mixed with physical obstruction.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm assuming it's called vaginal sponge.
It's basically like a donut-shaped thing that you just stick on your uterus. It probably blocks sperm too.
Yeah.
It looks like a Mentos or like a
Kinda,
mint.
but it's bigger.
No, it looks like a baby bell cheese.
Big.
It literally looks like a baby bell cheese, but someone like this.
How do you know if you put this in the right way?
What is this? This is scary.
Do you fold it and then put it in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a menstrual cup. No. Like I use a menstrual cup.
I saw a picture. I didn't need to see. I saw a picture.
So it's probably really similar to that.
Yeah.
It's probably. How many did you leave it for a few days?
I think it was like a little over 24 hours.
Yeah, that sounds like a really bad idea.
It was a very bad idea. Yeah. It was not good.
It was.
It really was a bad idea. Don't recommend it. Don't use it.
That's scary.
After that, I just switched to the film because that dissolves, But like, it's just the sponge was a no-go. I never used another one. I was like, no.
I feel like the weirdest doctor experience, because now you're talking about like doctor-related experiences, is one time when I was really small. I got sick, I got super sick, and then I couldn't poop. Okay, I couldn't do poo-poos. So I had to go to the hospital.
Enema.
Well, once you reach the age of 18, then you stop. That's just how women work, naturally. But this is when I was little, and I got sick, and I couldn't do caca, I couldn't do poo-poo, okay? Mm-hmm. So for days, okay? So I had to go to the hospital, and I had to get an enema.
Oh my God, I've had this happen to me before when I was little.
Yeah, before 18.
What do you eat?
Because girls don't poop after 18.
14. It was like when I became anorexic and I just didn't poop for like a whole month.
Yeah, so no, but this is the worst part. So I went with my parents, obviously, and then I got this enema, and chat doesn't know what an enema is. They put this thing up your butt, and then they squirt this stuff up your medicine up your ass.
Liquid up your butt.
Yeah, liquidy
so
medicine.
Full. And
you're supposed to hold it in. Yeah, you're supposed to keep it in as long as you possibly can.
You're gonna explode out of your anus. And they're hold it in for 15 minutes, and you're like,
15 minutes?
But my parents were there, and the thing that they use is freezing cold. Okay, it's freezing cold. So my parents were there, and I obviously made a face because they put this freezing cold liquid thing up my butt, and I did this. Literally, my parents made fun of me for years after. They're like, you were sitting there and you were really scared, and then all of a sudden you did this. And then apparently I pog face. I literally poggers IRL. And then they started laughing, and I was like, I can't laugh because if I laugh, I'm going to poop my pants now. I don't know what to do. So then I cried because my parents were laughing at me so hard because I did that stupid face when I got some cold shit up my ass, and I got traumatized.
How long did you hold it for?
I honestly, it felt like forever.
I did
was
not
really
last
rough.
the 15 minutes. I
Oh, I
ran
don't
to
think
the
I lasted
bathroom and I
either.
almost didn't make it, and it was just not good. No,
Yeah.
don't get an enema, kids. They're awful.
Well, I mean, I felt
Yeah.
better after.
Oh
But
my god.
it was like not a fun
it
experience.
was nice
not fun.
after. Yeah, it was nice
It was not a
after,
fun
but
experience.
it was not.
It was so cold. I
Not
literally
fun.
remember how cold it was. It was like outside, like in Canada, but in my butt.
Yeah, it was probably not that cold, but it's like your
The
internal
body
body
temperature.
temperature is really warm. So even something
the
that's like
worst.
room temperature will feel
Yeah.
really, really, really cold.
Mm-hmm. It was
Yeah.
terrible. I don't
Damn.
recommend that at all. Not a good experience.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
have to get
thinking
going
about
soon.
it. Yeah.
I
Okay,
love
no
the
worries.
conversation, but I have to get on a call with someone.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's okay.
Thank you for having me, honestly. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
always really
thanks,
fun.
Thanks for joining
Don't be
us.
afraid to invite me. Like, I love being here.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, it's really
Yeah.
fun. So, like, yeah, anytime you're just like, I'm lonely and I don't want to stream alone.
Aw.
Come on the podcast. Like, okay, come.
Sounds
True.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've literally done that to you before too.
Yeah.
Aw. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah, go
Bye,
follow
chat.
Lindy,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Alinity.